Hi, welcome to Cudders Clubhouse podcast, episode 6. We're here with Moni or Moans Mahara on did I say that right? At
Close.
Moans Mahara.
Mo's Mahara. It's a
Moans
hard A.
Mahara. Moans Mahara on Twitter. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I
I'm
am
excited.
me too.
I
I feel
told you
like
before, I've never done this before, so wish me
well,
luck, y'all.
it was my first time like 6 episodes ago. So I guess we can learn together how to do it.
Right,
No,
right.
it's a learning experience, I I feel like each episode I have a little bit more confidence with it, a little bit more. But like, you know, one day I feel like after like 100 maybe I'll finally
Right.
get it out, you know.
That's what
But
we aim
yeah,
to.
we're also supposed to have Jen on tonight. If she can make it, we'll see. But if not,
It's just
could
me.
we'll have her on some other time.
Yeah, everyone else is other time.
maybe both of you. We'll see if you want to do it again. But
We'll see. We'll see how this
yeah,
goes.
yeah, we'll
I'm
see.
just kidding. I have
No,
faith in both of us.
you do great.
Thanks.
So I always start my podcast usually by just asking how you know, it could be a hip hop podcast, but I really like to focus on Kid Cudi because he's my favorite artist, and most of the guests that I have on the show it's gonna be their favorite artist too. So I always ask, how did you get into Kid Cudi, and what do you remember your first time listening to him being like?
So for me, I gotta go way back in the time. I'm kidding. No, the first time I heard Cuddy was on the radio. It was on the radio. I was riding with my brother, and of course, it was day and night. Like day and night comes on, and
There's so many people that say that's their first time.
that's how it
It's
goes.
always
I think
that.
especially on the like for us on the West Coast, like we were like a little bit late on him, and day and night had already kind of made waves on the East
Well, I
Side.
still hear like when I was in high school on the radio, um, every once in a while, but it was played. Like it's the only Kid Cudi song that my radio station plays is day and night. So
That's true. So
I could see
yeah,
that.
and we were like,
Was
I
it
think we were just late to the party over here on the
was it
West
like
Coast.
2009 or like?
By that time it was like late 2008 actually, because then
Oh
like
wow.
yeah, I remember just hearing it and just wanting to hear more, and going to the blogs and typing in it was day and night, and then seeing this guy and seeing these performances and all these things.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, he has a mixtape. Let me go to LimeWire. I don't know if you remember that. And I
No,
just
my
typed
sister
in,
used to use that. My
I
sister
just
used to
typed,
get all her songs on that and downloaded it all on her iPod. But I
mm-hmm.
never said that.
Yeah, might be a little like before your time, but
No,
no, I
yeah,
typed in his name and I just got all these songs, like just tons of stuff. So I would say my second favorite song that really got me into him was "Man on the Moon," the one
like,
from the mixtape.
oh, the anthem.
Yeah, the anthem. That was when
That's a great song.
I was like sold. I was like, okay, I need to know
Well,
more
the
about this person.
prayer, that was one of the first ones that got me sold too, because I heard that like somewhere else, like at a party, like at the end of a party. I think someone was playing that on their Bluetooth speaker, and
Mhm.
I like drove home that night saying, "If I die before I wake."
Right, it just stuck.
It just it gets stuck in your head. Just all the hooks. He tweeted just yesterday, "I am the hook." Like,
Yeah, Hook God. He is not wrong.
oh God, he's not wrong, and I'm glad that he has that confidence, like enough to say that,
Yeah,
because he knows it, and
I
everyone else
think
is a dinosaur. Even when he's 50, everyone else will be a dinosaur. I promise
right.
you. He is always with that new.
Hmm. For sure.
Yeah, my first time, like I was on the bus and like, I heard Judgmental and Judgmental on Speeding Bullet, and I was so curious, and I loved everything I heard from that. I heard Soundtrack to My Life right
I mean, I
after that.
love that that's your first song because a lot of Speed and Bullet
I love,
gets
I tell this
disrespected.
every podcast, but like seriously though, like the curiosity factor with that song is insane. Like you're like, what? Who? Because someone told me it was a rapper,
You didn't believe
and
it.
well, I was like,
What
who's
rappers
what
doing that?
rappers is? I was listening to XXX, and he had a lot of like. There's this one song that's like F the F.
Mhm.
He's a rock star. X was a rock star. So like listening to 2015 X and 2015 Cuddy kind of blended me to get like through that. And then when I was listening to that, Rodeo came out. So that got me into Travis Scott because Rodeo
Mhm.
had all the guitar elements. And like the only rappers with guitar elements was Cuddy and Travis at that like time for me and like my little, you know, 15-year-old bubble of friends. And Young Lean.
Right.
I don't know if you know who that is.
Who?
Young Lean.
No, I
You know,
don't. I'm sorry.
oh no. He's so
Ah.
good. He's an underrated rapper.
Oh no, I'm
But
sorry.
he's a white boy. He's a Swedish white boy, but he has some really good songs. He has some songs with Travis Scott. He's on Dubai shit. On
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't keep up with a lot of y'all's new stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
okay. You keep
if
up
you
with
say
Cuddy.
somebody and I'm just looking and smiling, just know I'm like, I don't know.
You keep up with Cuddy, and that's that's
I keep up with
all.
Teddy. That's pretty much, pretty much all that matters. I,
That's all that matters to
I can
me.
tell you, like, my musical taste is really all over the place. Um, like one of my favorite artists is Justin Timberlake. I love NSYNC. Like I was a pop girl, and I was a pop
Hmm
punk girl. I was into My Chemical Romance and the Used and all that, and so it's a little.
NSYNC, someone lived from NSYNC lived in my town.
I'm sure it's probably like Joey or somebody. They
Someone lived
they were
over here, the
born
East
in
Coast.
Orlando. They were birthed in Orlando. So this is not a NSYNC podcast, but I could do one
Hmm.
if need be.
You know, to anyone out there that has an NSYNC podcast,
Right, let's talk about it.
he's here.
Let's get into it. But no, we're talking
Simone is
about
here.
we're
Simone
talking
is
about Cuddy.
here. Calling her up.
We're talking about Cuddy, so
Hmm
all
And we have a lot to talk about, Cuddy.
right,
So,
let's get
like,
into
what
it.
was like the most impactful album that you would say impacted your life before? Like, not right now. Like, what? Because everyone has like a favorite album they're listening to right now, and I'll ask you
Mhm.
that one in a second. But like, what do you usually say is the most impactful for you?
I would say Man on the Moon 1 is the most impactful for me, especially at the time when it like came out. It was a weird time, lost in the sauce. And I never really heard anybody else that's lost in the sauce too, that's an artist. Um,
Hmm
sometimes you don't want to hear something that's too rich. Like you bragging. I'm sad right now. I
Yeah,
don't need to hear you
like with all
doing
the
better than me.
chains and all that. Like,
Right.
he's
I'm
just different.
sad and you're having a great life. I can't really, you're not on the same wavelength. But so it's like that's why Cuddy always felt like he was there because it's like we are on the same wavelength. Like
Exactly. We all can relate, like in a way to what he like. Most of us fans, especially. Like, I don't know if you're what a stan fan, whatever. I'm just someone that like loves
I'm a
Cuddy,
fan.
and I don't know what they call it nowadays, stan fan, but like I can say that he's impacted my life in the most positive ways. So like I'm more of a missionary for him, Like I want more
Gotta
people to
spread
know
the
about him.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and more
I'm
people know
definitely the
about him.
person that spread the word in my like family and friend group. Like people
Thank
always
you.
like, I think I started
Thank
listening to you
you.
because of you. I'm like, yeah, because I made
Add
sure.
on to his streams. Anyone
I,
out
I
there
was,
that
it was all going. I was like, you coming to this concert with me? They was like, oh, yes, you are. You're coming.
yes, I dragged my godfather. He's 65 years old, and he
Um,
went and he loved Denzel Curry. He did.
that's cool. That's cool.
Did you see the recent concert? Did you get to take any
The,
pictures with Cuddy or anything?
the
Because I'm
last,
gonna ask you later on, like about all
oh,
these mentions with Cuddy. Like he
yeah,
seems to know you. He seems to know you.
I mean, we can get into that. That's just attributed from popping up a lot. Not like creepy. No, I'm not a stalker guy.
No, like
If you look at my
that's like
profile pic, it's literally
that
like
means he knows you because
I
you
show up
are significant, like as a memory for him.
as
That
a
means you
supportive
like, yeah,
individual.
you probably made him happy and like brought a smile to his face for how supportive you are for how many years, and like that
14.
probably, yeah, that means a lot to someone like
That
him.
means
I
a lot.
promise you. I don't know
Yeah,
him. I can't tell you anything about him because I don't know him, but I know that that would mean a lot to me if that was, and that's like that's beautiful.
yeah. No, I always
Yeah.
wish that for everybody. I feel like I hope that everybody that's a fan really gets a chance for a moment because every moment that I've had is super significant in my life at different points, and they're all very like special moments that I
Tell
can
me
go
how
back
you
to.
felt after he said, "We locked in."
I could not believe that. I was like, and it was a crazy thing. I was on the phone with my mom, and I saw him tweet like the little boy, like to call the little boy, and I was just joking. I was like, "Wait, hit me up too." Oh, when you tweet, you're just like, maybe he sees it, maybe he doesn't.
Yeah,
So I was on the
like
phone and I
it's
got
a
the
gamble.
notification and it said, okay. And I just started screaming. My mom was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I was like, I'll call you back. I gotta go. I gotta go. And so I was just like nervous. I was like, what if I don't answer? I used to keep my iPhone on silence unknown caller, so I had to turn that off because I was like, I am not missing this call. And it was just crazy. And even afterwards, I was like, I can't believe we were on the phone. And for a long time, we was on the phone for like 20 minutes. He could have
Oh
just
my
said hi and
god!
bye, and I would have been like, that was amazing. But he just
So
wanted to
you had a
talk.
conversation with him for about 20
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
That's that's so
I,
cool.
and I didn't record it. I know some people are like, why didn't you? But I don't know. I was so present in the moment where it
You
wasn't.
remember it though, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully,
That's
I
all that
can
matters.
remember it for as long as I can remember. But
That's
it's
all that matters. As long
yeah.
as you like remember and like there's no way you could ever forget that. That's crazy. But like
No.
being present in the moment is is the most important thing. You would have remembered trying to get the like recording right for
Yeah,
talking. It would
yeah,
have been a
yeah.
struggle and like he might
Uh,
have heard you press the ding, like the and that might have like fucked it up. So like
right. And maybe he wouldn't have wanted to talk long if he would have heard me trying
yeah,
to record. Because and I was thinking that too, just respecting his privacy. I don't want to have, even if
no,
I
you
would
did
have
it
never
right.
posted it.
You,
So
you did it right.
I was like,
That's
hopefully
what
I'll get another phone call.
No, that's the most respectful way you could have done it. And like,
Yeah.
as long as you protect his phone number, do you have to do that, or did he like
Well,
probably
no, it
change
was
it?
already on the no caller ID, so it was already like,
Oh, so he has it.
he
Okay,
made
so that's pretty
sure.
cool. He could
He was
call
like, I like
anybody.
you, not enough to give you my phone
Yeah.
number.
No, he
No, but I
has your
totally get
number though,
that.
I guess though.
I
So he
totally
could
get
call
that.
again. Cuddy,
Right.
if you're out there, give her a call
Fingers crossed.
and
No, that's just
put
really.
me on two-way call so I could be on
I
that
know it
call
was so
too.
many people. There was a lot of
Get-
people like popping up out of nowhere, like put me on the phone,
no,
put me on
yeah,
the
get him on
line. I'm like,
Zoom. Get him on
right,
Zoom with us.
group
Cuddy,
FaceTime. Right,
if
get
you
the
out
link.
there, we'll get a big Zoom call with all your biggest fans.
I know that would be fun too. I would hope somebody would try to get that going. Were you there when he got on the space? That was
I
crazy.
um I had I get on his app. Um, I mean, I got in his app. That's where my profile picture comes from. That performance where we picked what songs to play on his app. Remember that?
Oh yeah, wow. This is
Because
throwback.
someone I talked to was there. Um, Megan Ambers, she was there, and she was
Megan. That's my friend.
Megan.
Shout out to
Megan was
Megan.
working behind the scenes, and she has a I think she has a job with them. I forget. I don't know what's going on in her life right now, but that was so cool to hear about behind the scenes of that performance and the app and all that. I'm like, I think she does some work over there for them. So
I
shout out to
love
her.
Megan. Yeah, shout
Shout
out to
out to her.
Megan. I've had some adventures with Megan. We met at Smokers Fest, and we had a good
Oh,
time.
cool.
And
She
then
was really awesome for being my first guest, because she was
yeah,
a big name, a journalist for Revolt TV. Like I was so excited to have her on there.
yeah, she's super cool. So hi Megan. I'll probably call you right after this. Actually, tell you that. I talk to Megan all the time. Like we've had some super long conversations, and I'm not gonna tell all her story, but like she was at Rolling Loud Miami, and she called me.
Oh,
She called me.
after
She called me
McCuddy
to
thing?
the last one. Yeah, she called me at the last one, and she let me hear him a little bit, and then like not but 20 minutes later, she's like, "Girl, it's over." I'm like, "Oh no!" So we was just talking. So hey, Meg.
I hated that.
You know what?
Whoever
I had a weird feeling about that announcement too. I was like, first of all, weird stuff happens at Rolling Loud Miami, period. You always hear about somebody getting in trouble, getting arrested, doing something, this, that, and the third. So I was kind of like, oh, when he announced it. But when that happened, I felt like I was mad. I was super upset, but I wasn't
mm,
surprised because I was like,
me neither. I was surprised because they had Kanye on the thing, and all of
yeah,
Kanye's fans were going to be there. I had that gut feeling too,
yeah,
because
I
I
had
live
that
here.
gut feeling.
I was gonna go, but I didn't because it was like I had to pay for the 3 days, and I would have gone all 3 days, but it would have,
Right, right,
I might
right.
go out to California, but I was so pissed off because
I
all
was so
my friends,
mad. I was like, I was so mad because I don't know why. I just felt like that was gonna happen. And I was
friends of
hoping
mine
it
posted the
wouldn't.
video like in memes, and like that just like
Yeah,
made me so mad. Like he obviously was gonna give you a great
great
performance. He probably
show.
would have brought out. I would think he's gonna bring out like Skepta to
I
do
think so. I know, yeah, I feel
and
like yeah, he said he had some guests. So.
yeah,
I was
like
like,
he
why
could
would
have
you
brought
ruin
out.
that? Why would you ruin everybody else's experience because you're mad? You're not even holding accountable the person that left you high and dry, quote unquote. Your favorite person. And
I
then he
think these
still
people
came
don't
out.
even listen to
You
KFG
did all that.
KSG.
You did all that, and
Do
he
they
was
listen
there.
to the Kids See Ghosts? Do they know that Kanye and Cudi only made magic together and all of their best songs,
Right.
respectfully, are
Respectfully.
together? Like not their
Right.
best songs,
Not their best, but when they come
but,
together, it's like
but
it's gonna
like
be good.
they
Like you
bring
know
out
they're
the
gonna have a good
best in
song.
each other is what I was trying to say.
Right, right, right.
Like they bring out the best in each other, and like it's sad to see them go, but
Um,
Kanye was like respectfully, I'm doing this last feature for Pusha T, and like he did it, and I don't know like if there's hate behind the scenes right now,
I'm gonna go
but
with maybe yes, maybe just disappointment of losing a friend. That's hard.
yeah, how do you
A
feel about
worker, a brother, a friend over something dumb.
how do you feel about this new one, this festival that has Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, and ASAP Rocky, but or someone else, but they're bringing out a special Chicago guest. And I feel like all about a bunch of Kanye fans are going to be at this festival.
I would hope not. Y'all don't spend your money to go boo somebody. Oh, is
And
that
I
the
don't hate
summer smash
Kanye
thing?
fans. Shout out
I,
to Kanye, but like he's cool. Like I
his
love
fans are
Graduation.
never mind. I know this is gonna be on the internet. I don't need anybody bothering me. I've had some run with Kanye fans, so I'll leave it at
I've
that.
had
But
some good ones, some cool ones, and some
there's some
people
cool
that
ones.
just
There's
straight
some
up
ones
don't
that
make any
make
sense.
sense, and then there's some ones that are living in delusion. But it is what it
Yeah, I don't
is.
ever hate, no hate to anybody, but like just love everybody is what I say. Don't
And
be
I will
mean
say,
to
I
nobody.
mean, I was a huge Kanye fan. Like, even before Cudi, like I've seen Kanye a bunch of times. I worked his shows, but you gotta be
Even after I
realistic
got in a fight with
sometimes.
Mike Dean, I got in a fight with Mike Dean, and I was still a Kanye fan because he said something about Kanye dick riders. Sorry for this on the internet. Anyone future, I didn't say that. I'm
No,
just
yeah,
nice.
I get it. For
But
me,
no,
it was
no,
real
I got in a
rough.
fight with Mike Dean, and then I love Kanye. His songs is different from the artist. So like,
Yeah, you gotta separate it. But like I said,
yeah,
I was a huge Kanye fan,
except for R.
and just
Kelly, you
been
don't
a
have to
little
separate that.
disappointed.
You don't
Huh?
have to separate R. Kelly. You can leave R.
Oh,
Kelly. You don't.
oh
You
yeah, I
can
don't
leave the
separate R.
artist.
Kelly from nothing. He can stay his man.
Oh
Kanye,
my
I don't
god.
know, his full story or his situation, so I don't like to comment. But
Exactly. And he made some beautiful like Donda. Like I still sing the moon all the time.
right, it's a beautiful song with the three of them.
Hmm.
Love
You
Remote
know, how did you
Control.
feel about the Remote Control Part 2? Yeah. How did you feel about Don Tolliver dropping out of the tour? Did you
I
care
don't
at all?
know.
Or
I don't because like I don't super listen to Don Toliver. I don't lie to nobody. I've heard the
okay.
songs, so I was just like, oh okay, let's open. I'm sorry, but no
It's
shade to Don
okay.
Toliver. Not at all.
You
Not at
like
all.
Denzel Curry or Don Tolliver more?
I don't listen enough to either of them to make that choice. I
But did
learned about them,
you saw that the tour, right?
but yeah, no. When I went, it was Strick, Denzel, and then Cudi.
Yeah, Strick was great,
So,
and Denzel, he's not
but
my type
everybody
of
was
music.
great. I enjoyed it. I went and checked out
He's a great
Denzel.
performer though, and like I said,
I
my godfather
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah. And then I
He's
caught
65 years old.
that's really
65.
cool. I caught Don Toliver like right at the end of Moon Man's Landing. And
Wow.
I was like, okay. Then I knew more songs than I thought. I was like, oh, I definitely know this shit. So I checked them out.
Hmm.
I would have liked to see them on the tour though, so I can
Did
really
you
like,
did you hear the unreleased Rolling Stone song?
no, who's that?
So it was on. It's supposed to be a Cuddy feature that was on Lovesick for Don Toliver.
Uh,
It's his new album, and it was scrapped last minute. But
Interesting.
it's a really good song. I'll send it to you real quick, and you can check it out.
How do people be finding stuff like this? Even when the album
Oh,
leaked, I'm like,
you want to know? You just go on Reddit, and Cuddy
oh,
Reddit has like
everything.
there's like unreleased group chats too, and like there's also on Twitter when you're like you have a what is it called? A bunch of tweets underneath each other.
A thread?
A thread, yeah. I'm starting to sound like I'm old, so I'm sorry. I'm only 20,
Oh my
23,
God, you're a
but
child. Relax. I
it's just
am
when it gets late, I start getting like an old
loopy.
man.
It's a
I'm
little
pretty sure
loopy, that's all.
everyone in this world has the same thing.
Right. It's late over there. I can't believe it's
No,
still open.
it's almost midnight, but I'm a night owl, so I sleep at like
Oh, okay.
2 or 3. Not because I want to, but like just because my mind, I have ADHD, so like
Right.
my mind will
Keeps
go into
keeps moving.
always thinking. Oh yeah, I'm sending this to you right now.
Oh, you're actually sending this out right now.
Yeah, you can check it out whenever. But yeah, so I've seen a couple pictures on your Twitter of like, you with Cuddy. So how many times have you met him?
How many times have I met him? I will say I got the pictures. I would say nine. 9 times.
9.
10 because of the last movies. But I don't know. The last couple ones I kind of don't count because
Like you
like
talked to him, like you were like, "Hi, how are you doing?" Or
no,
like,
like I'll tell you about the first time I met him. The first time I met him, I really wasn't even supposed to be there. It was he was performing at Jimmy Kimmel, and Man on the Moon One was coming out, so it was like promo for that.
"Oh, was this from
And
Pursuit of Happiness?" By
no, like 2009, like right when I dropped first on the scene, kind of. It was his first time on Jimmy Kimmel.
what did he play? I
He did
swear
Day and Night. He did Day and Night and Pursuit of Happiness. He did two songs.
he was wearing his glasses, sunglasses,
No, he just had on like a sweatshirt or something.
a hoodie.
No, it was like a crew neck.
Okay, okay. Cause I seen them
I don't know
all
if
on
it's on you.
YouTube.
It's been so long that I don't even know if it's on YouTube
No,
anymore.
it is on YouTube.
Oh, okay. That's crazy
I
that it
would
is.
love to see if you're in the crowd. That'd be funny.
I don't know if I was. I was like in the. We were all just kind of standing, kind of anywhere. So I don't know, but maybe. But so I actually wasn't even supposed to go. I was at work, and I already seen that the tickets were available. Not that. No, actually, sorry, the tickets weren't available at one point, and then I was just at work on the computer. I was like, well, it's up here again saying get tickets. So I was like, let me try it. There's a website
At
called
what
One
point?
Iota. So One
Oh my
Iota does the
god.
audience seating. So I clicked it and they were like, you got tickets. I'm like, what? And it was the same day. And luckily I work with my mom. So shout out to a little nepotism in the workplace. I was like, Mom,
Shout
I
out
got
to your
these
mom.
tickets. Right. I was like, Mom, I got these tickets. She was like, okay, you want to go? I was like, yeah. And then I couldn't drive then too. I didn't learn how to drive until I was like 22. And probably because Cuddy was like the reason I learned how to drive because I needed to get to places. So one of her students, because she's a teacher, one of her students was like, I'll take you. Mind you, I'm like in, where was I? I was like in Gardena. So Gardena for us to Hollywood is at least 40 minutes. So I didn't
Hmm.
change my clothes. I got my little Old Navy basics on. I just go up there, just in whatever.
Wait, so this was like your first time meeting him, but also your first Cuddy concert, kind of?
No, my first Cuddy concert was a radio concert called Powerhouse. It was like a month before that.
So this
So
is like when he was playing just stuff off his mixtape. You saw him the first time.
yeah, yeah, he came out to Dat Doo and he did a
Oh
lot of
my
mixtapes.
god.
Yeah, he
You
did a
lucky
lot
son
of.
of a gun.
That was
Lucky
like
son
the
of a gun.
I know. That was like one of the last times I actually heard Dan Nunu like live. So he was basically doing mixtape stuff, and it was kind of funny for Powerhouse. Like people were just kind of like, "Who is this?" Because it was like a bunch of artists, and the main act was Jay Z. So a lot of people were probably there for Jay Z, and I'm just like in the back, like I'm here for Kid Cudi.
Wow. Would
So
you say it's like you're lucky that you live in California for this like whole thing that
yeah,
you
I'll say that. LA, we kind of luck out. I be trying to act a little humble about it, but
well,
it is what
LA,
it is.
it has its cons. There's a lot of like I guess homeless and like the traffic, but like
Yeah.
that would make me suck it all up. Like I would just do it. I would.
No, yeah, especially back then, it was really fun in the early 2000s for me. But when I going back to the Jimmy Kimmel thing, I get there and it's cold too, and I just have on just a shirt and jeans. But I got in. Actually, we were waiting in line, and he walked past us in the line. I didn't say anything. I was just like, oh, oh my god,
Well, I
because he
mean,
was
I
getting
wouldn't know
ready
what
to.
to say.
Yeah, because we were like
How
waiting to
old
go into the
were you?
studio.
Were you
I was like
like
21, 22.
also like you were, you know, you were like kind of my age right now.
I was your age, yes. Just go ahead and say it. I was your age in 2009.
No, no, like time flies. You know what?
It
Like
does.
I have since COVID, it feels like the past 3 years have been just a blink in an eye.
Yeah, I definitely forgot how old I was after COVID.
No, you look very young. You look like you're in your
Thank
20s.
you. Appreciate it.
You know,
You
if
heard
you
it
didn't
first.
say anything, if you didn't say anything at all, I would have just been like, you know, she's in her 20s. She's about to graduate college like me.
No, I was listening to Cuddy at your age in 2009.
Well, COVID has aged me. I'll tell you. I got my first wrinkles. I got a couple crow's feet. So
You stressed
it's,
out.
I'm stressed out. I'm losing hair. I'm not losing hair yet. Not happening
Yeah,
yet.
don't wish that for yourself. But yeah, what was the first time? So yeah, we get there, we watch the shows, Jimmy Kimmel doing his thing, and then they're like move the audience down to their little stage area, and he performed Day and Night, and then Pursuit of Happiness. And when he came off the stage, people were like saying
Pursuit of
his name and
Happiness.
stuff.
Was that like crazy for you?
It was because I was like, hearing that live for the first time. It was literally like the week after Man on the Moon came out. He did this for Jimmy Kimmel, so I got to hear those live for like the first time right after the album drop. It's like crazy.
Well,
So
how
I'm
has
just
he changed? Like since then, like has he changed throughout the years? Like, because Cuddy had this beef with Drake, right? And Drake was like, "Man on the moon, you go through your phases," and he
But you
really
know
hit.
what? That's funny. Like where you started listening, and I remember when Cuddy and Drake were friends. Okay, they used to be outside, like
He
doing
was in
shows
the
together.
Pursuit
I
of Happiness
remember.
music video.
I remember when he did the mini Cut Life tour and he brought Drake out. Like it was like,
Damn, I didn't
yeah,
know that. I didn't know that.
yeah. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's his show
Hmm.
though. It's like his show. When he was on tour with Lady Gaga for that little moment, he was doing like shows in the area of the venue. So he was on tour with Lady Gaga. I actually had tickets to see Lady Gaga just because he
Wait,
was the
Drake was
opening
on
act.
tour with Lady Gaga or Cuddy?
No, Cuddy. Cuddy was on tour with Lady Gaga back then.
I didn't know that.
I
No,
can tell you, I'm a Kid Cudi historian out here because I was in the
I
tour.
did not know that. You're
Yes,
a historian. You got it.
Kid Cudi was on
Anyone has any
tour,
questions? Hit up,
right?
hit up her,
If
hit
you
up
want to hear some
Simona
stuff,
on
if
Twitter.
you want to hear some stories from like 2008 to like 2016, where you guys kind of just jumped in there, yes, Cuddy was an opening act for Lady Gaga, but some things went down. I don't want to get into that. And then he got off the tour, but in those pockets, he had created his own little tour. So when he was supposed to be on tour with Lady Gaga, it didn't work out. But he had two shows in LA. I went to the second show. The first show, he actually brought out Kanye. I remember the whole. But actually, the second time I met him was the week of that concert.
Huh.
And that was the first time I got shouted out. You want to hear that story?
Was it
Now,
on Twitter or?
this is actually when stuff started to get
I'd love
like
to hear that story.
the spark started because I don't know if you remember his first Bape shirt. It's in my closet way in the back. But he had a Bape shirt drop. He had two Bape shirts drop before this whole line. And so he had a meet and greet. If you bought the shirt, you get to meet Cuddy. Of course. Why wouldn't I
Hmm.
want to do that? Back in the day, I had a lot of time just free just to do whatever. So me and my friend, we went down to the Bape store in LA, which I think is closed now, or I think it reopened. And we got the shirt, waited in line, and me and my friend were gonna go to the show that was later on in the week. So we get to meet him. I'm shaking. And I already had done this is after Jimmy Kimmel. After Jimmy Kimmel, the only thing I said was I love your album, and I just took a picture. Okay. Uh
Oh, you remembered that because that was early when he was just looking for fans.
yeah, so and yeah, it's crazy because that after Jimmy Kimmel, some people wait to get stuff signed. Sometimes there's a ton of people, sometimes there's a few. It was only like 6 people waiting outside for him. But then I'll talk about
It's
the other
grown
Jimmy Kimmel.
now. I
The
wish it
other
was
no,
like
the
that.
other Jimmy Kimmel appearance where he had the full stage, yeah, then everybody was waiting for him. But back to the Bape store before I lose my track. So my friend takes a picture. I'm shaking. I have to take a picture of them, and I'm like shaking because I'm like, oh my god, he's looking directly at me. So she does most of the talking. I say, oh my god, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. Get a hug, get a picture. And then my friend was like, we're going to your show on Sunday or Wednesday. It was either Wednesday or Sunday. And then so I'm like, yeah, we're going to the show. Ooh, yeah. So he was like, see you there. I'm like, all right. Anybody would say, see you there. You're not gonna see me. I'm gonna be in the crowd. So cut to the show. Cut to the show. He's singing Day and Night because this is like all of Man of the Moon's being done and
Oh, so
Kid
he's
and
trying to
Cudi's being
promote this.
performed. Huh?
It's like Porsche Topless was like Pursuit of Happiness, I guess. So
Right.
like,
So
so
he's
what he's
singing
doing
day and
now?
night, and he looks down, and he was like, "What's up, baby?" And he's like pointing at us. I'm like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Oh my god!" I was like, okay, so he has a great memory. I'll give him that. So yeah, he doesn't forget a face. I'm glad he doesn't.
Well, that's so cool. You know,
That was like the first little initial spark of the meetings, of the
it's cool to
remembering.
see how somebody was always nice from the beginning and like
Hmm.
didn't put on a face for people to like them. Like,
Right. It
because
was very genuine and authentically felt. Like
yeah, yeah, you could
I don't know.
feel love, especially at this
Yeah.
show, like this last show I went to. You could tell he was so happy compared to when I saw him in 2016.
I'll say yes. That's exactly right. And that last show was like the energy was joy, happiness, like it was light. Because you went to a special, was it the special tour?
I didn't go to that one. I was a
Oh,
fan starting that year of that
okay.
tour, but like I I don't think I was allowed to go to any concerts when I was 15.
Oh, because you don't have to get into that. You told
No,
me.
when I was 16, no, I was allowed to go to the concert, and that
It
was
was
the
just
most special, most
the
special thing
age.
in my
It was
life.
just the age restriction. I get
Especially
it.
his best album. His best album I saw on tour for my first
Yeah,
show.
you got to see
Passion,
that.
Pain, and Demon Slaying is my favorite album. It has to be
Oh,
his
you went
best
to
album.
that show? Okay, I went to that tour.
That was, I could tell he was happy then, but like way happier now. Those
Way
are the
happy.
only two times I've seen him. But back to you.
Oh,
Back to you seeing him. I have like these two stories, but like I'm gonna go to see him in Miami again. There's a new
mhm.
Bright Line train from Orlando to Miami for seventy
Also,
five dollars.
so you can just zoom right on over.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to promote that for any Floridians. I want to gatekeep that,
Right.
but
You
it'll
didn't
be
hear
fun.
that,
You didn't hear that. You know
Florida.
the force thing. No
Right.
one heard that. I wore the shirt to Miami show last time too. I only wear it like once a month because I don't want to ruin the. It's good fabric.
No,
Like shout
it's
out to
good.
Cuddy's quality.
Yes, I have on the Moon Man's Landing one, but they're all great
Oh,
quality.
they sold that. I got this one.
Yeah, they
I wanted
sold
to show
that.
this. I
I
got
wanted that shirt and it was sold out.
I got this one. I got this one for my godfather. It's a weird because it's wider, so like,
Mhm.
but it's also shorter, so like a little tiny bit shorter. So
Yeah.
it looks really cool. Like it looks like a style you could wear with like like men's shorts, like not like
Mhm.
not too short, like way above the knee, but like you know men's shorts. Yeah.
Right. You said you can jazz it up.
Let me show you some merch I made before I
Yeah.
ask you a bunch of cool stuff about this. What everyone's gonna want to hear about is this Insano party, and like
Um,
I'm not gonna make you like give me information, but if you don't want to answer it, just let me know. Don't feel comfortable, let me know. Okay.
okay.
So I'm gonna start selling this merch for everyone out there. This is a
Is
promo.
right. Is it kids see
When
ghosts?
this when this episode comes out, you will see these shorts on my merch website. These are a Kitsy Ghost fusion with Man on the Moon 3 colors.
Okay, I
So
see it. That's cute.
so yeah, so anyone who wants this will be on my website.
Is there a link below? Should I point down?
There
Below.
there'll be a link below.
Below or up here. I don't know. This is my first time being on YouTube, y'all, so I know you're supposed to point in certain directions.
If you guys buy enough, if you guys
Like
buy a hundred of these, I will
where is the
give
subscribe?
um somewhere around here.
I've always wanted to do that. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
let's make this easy for my editors. Right here. Subscribe right here.
All of this down there. Okay. I've
Okay,
always
now I'm
wanted
gonna have to give you a cut of my merch sales
to.
if I get any. But if Cud Fam wants to buy some cool merch, I promise you, I got a bunch of cool looks and said people said stuff at the Cuddy concert about these.
That'd be
And
something nice for the festivals, you know.
yeah, and I'm going to be selling this sweatshirt and shirt with this
Plastic
classic,
logo.
classic Cuddy logo that he used probably on his first merch. I don't know. I wasn't really alive
Yeah,
much
it kind
back
of looks
then.
reminiscent of like the first merch. It was real simple back then.
Yeah, and like he changed his Twitter name back to this. So
Right.
he loves it. That's him, you know. And I wasn't saying he loves the merch because I don't know. He probably
Right.
doesn't like knockoff merch, but it's not really knockoff. It's more like, let's say it's
Homage.
it's like in like support of him, and like
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing advertising
You're
for
like,
him.
I'm putting this money to the concerts. So it's
Yeah,
actually
no,
it's
yeah, I
coming
buy
back.
concerts and I buy merch at his concerts, but I also am promoting Cuddy. So shout out
Right.
Cuddy. So I have this shirt. I have with all the stuff that was on all the sweatshirts. Basically, I
Right.
just took all of them and put them on one
Put
shirt.
them all
There's no back,
together. Okay.
so I'm not really plagiarizing anybody.
Right.
But the font is it's a font that you can find on Word.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Just
Really?
the dimensions of all the letters are different. You see how like
Okay.
they're big, like the K and the L are the same size, but
The rip.
yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, quick little promo for and
Right. Let me
I
see.
made
I
all
like.
these in I
Oh,
made all these in high school. I wanted to show you these. Took
that's
a mouse pad,
a mouse
but
pad.
if I am able to, I have the design and the blueprint for all this.
Mm-hmm.
So if am able to figure it out, I will sell that, and I'll also sell these if I'm able to
Is that a
find
coaster?
a. Yeah, it is a car coaster. Put in your car for
Oh, okay.
and it's also a coaster you can just use at home. But I'll
Mm-hmm.
also sell these if I find a vendor. But yeah.
Yeah,
Do
like
you
a
have
little.
anything to promote? Anything you want to promote? Or I
No,
ask you all the cool questions?
I don't got nothing to promote. Y'all can come to Cut Fest though. I don't know when this episode drops. So I always just kind of like to shout them out because I met a lot of people there, and it's a good place for fans to come together. Because they're right. I don't hear a lot of cutting music in the clubs. Okay, they need to start, and I don't want to hear just the day and night remix or the Pursuit of Happiness remix. I want to hear it all. So that's where you can do it,
Mm-hmm.
Cut Fest. So I'll promo that.
Everyone,
Shout out to
everyone
April
needs to
and
promote
Lo
Porsche
and Ari.
topless.
That too.
Um,
We can always promote Porsche topless. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Porsche topless.
Does he say it like that
I
though?
think it's in Porsche.
I don't think so. I think he said my Porsche's
Oh
topless.
no, somebody gonna ask him on Twitter. I don't want it to be me. I don't.
Well, you're the one that sees him in person more than I do, or
Oh my
you
god.
would have to ask
We'll
him.
put a link down, a questionnaire down below. Is it Porsche or is it Porsche?
If
If you're broke
anyone,
like me, it's Porsche. I guess when you don't got no money, it's Porsche, and when you're rich, it's Porsche.
well, if you're broke like me, you don't know either.
I don't know either. I've never been near one. I just see him in passing. So
Well, it's one of the two, but when he sings it, I can't tell at all. My Porsche's topless. No. Because like he either say my Porsches or my Porsches. Like, what does the lyrics say? Because you saw he was mad the other
yeah,
day on Apple
let's see
Music.
because Apple Music was doing they thing.
Yeah, how can someone send you the lyrics? The artist send you the
How does
lyrics,
that work?
especially Kid Cudi.
Like, if they say like this is what it is, like, how do you change it, or is it somebody just like
Who
this is what it
knows?
is?
I mean, only someone who really has the connections like him, because he has Republic Records sending this stuff in. And I'm sure that like his agent gave all the stuff to someone, and someone just forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
It just says Porsche topless. Oh, if you have Apple Music, you can sing along. You can turn. You got Apple Music?
hmm I
Yeah.
have I have Apple Music, and you know all the settings that are new.
Uh,
Do you have those yet? Because I don't see them.
I
Or
have. Well, I'm looking at the lyrics, and they have Apple Music Sing. You know, where you can turn down their vocals, and then you can do karaoke. So if y'all want to sing Porsche topless at the top of your lungs, just go to Apple Music Sing and do that. Don't do that while you're
how do
driving
you
though.
do that?
Don't be trying to
Let
read
me
the lyrics
see.
and drive and sing and have your vocals together.
No, like
You don't
that's
have that?
cool.
I,
I
I,
have I have view full lyrics. Oh, is it the part where it goes along as you sing?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I have that. Okay.
yeah. But then you can turn down his vocals and it's just like the beat, and then you can sing along. It's like a little karaoke to go.
Yeah. So I have the iPhone SE, and I
Uh,
really would like wish I had the 13. Like it has the same chip as the iPhone 12, as the A12 chip.
hmm.
So it looks like an iPhone 6, and everyone's like, "Oh, you have an iPhone 6," but I'm like,
Oh, because
"Bro,
they have the button. No,
yeah." They're like, "You have a button, you're poor." I'm like, "No, I have
it
like
really
it's a
doesn't
good
matter
phone, and I
because
like the small phone. I want a
I have the
small
newest
iPhone."
version and I don't really like it. So hopefully Apple isn't watching. But like I have this
I don't think
and
they're
it's
watching. They're not watching, and if they are
right.
watching, they need to make it a little bit smaller, the new ones, because I'll buy it. Like,
You
why does it have
know,
to be bigger every year? I feel like I'm slowly buying an iPad.
and, you know, and I was late to the Apple party. I had a sidekick for a very long time. People used to judge me for that. But if my sidekick had like they had a touch screen and everything, it was doing what it needed to do. And then I
hmm
got an iPhone 4 and I had that for a while. So the jump from like an iPhone 4 to like I think I finally went in and got a 10. I was like, this is gigantic in my hand.
You went from 4 to a 10. That's insane.
Yeah, man. I held on to my phone for a
That four lasts
long
a long
time.
time. Yeah,
The
so
four lasts for a minute. So shout out to
the
the four.
quality used to be good, like, but now they want their phones to break, so you come in and buy a new one. That's what they do.
That's why I wrap mine in bubble wrap and tempered glass.
So back to Cuddy. My mind
Uh,
is ADD. I'm so sorry. I take things everywhere,
we can talk
but
about
like
phones.
back to Cuddy.
Mm,
I wanted to know what was your favorite time seeing him, because you know there's so many times where you had this picture with him, like you said, and like I want to know like what's the favorite time like you got to really like other than the Insano party, because that's different. Like it's fresh. It's
mm.
something that like I would say is my favorite if I just had that happen to me. But other than that, like what do you say is the most like significant time you remember seeing him?
The most significant was the special tour um, because I had gotten he had a meet and greet. That was like the only tour he had a meet and greet for. But me, I like to be comfortable, so it came with early entry too. So that's really what I was begging for. And this is when I knew
Ooh,
like he doesn't. He's like bigger than these venues because it was at the Hollywood Palladium. The line wrapped around twice. It was so chaotic, and it was a huge block
yeah,
to
I
wrap
thought the
around.
same thing at Hard Rock. Hard Rock
And
is a
I was like,
small.
I was like, he does not need to come here anymore. It's too small. So luckily, I got in that early entry because I got in. I was right there at the barricade, right there in the center.
You
Like,
probably
perfect.
could have sold a stadium back then.
Yeah, I think so. Especially in what was that, 2016? I think that's when the special tour was. Yeah,
Yeah.
he could have did it
hmm
then,
And that's when
but
he had a Travis Scott feature and all that Travis Scott stuff going on.
was that 2016?
And
I thought that was
yeah,
like
and he had the feature on Life of Pablo. So like he had a really good year that year, like right after he got out of rehab.
Right. So that show, I was like right there in the front. Couldn't believe
That was
it.
before rehab. You went to
I
a
gotta hold
show
on.
when he was on
Let me
the
go back in
Coca.
my Rolodex of time because I still got all like the footage from pretty much everything.
Could you
I'm
tell that
so
he was
scared.
struggling at that time?
I will say like there's one picture that we took and okay, that was February 2016. Um, he was doing like some promo for a movie for James White, and he just looked kind of
Need
tired,
for Speed.
but he was still like eager to, he was willing to talk to us. He was taking pictures. I think I met the other Moni. Shout out to Moni at that James White thing. He was like a few seats down, but I remember saying like, he kind of recognized me then, and he was just, I was like, oh, I'll see you, because the show originally for that tour was supposed to be in December. So I was like, I'll see you in December, and he was just like, yeah, I'll see you in December. But when I look back, after he posted that he was in rehab, I was like, I could tell he was just kind of tired, like he was really tired.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then it
like
was announced,
when
and
you're
I was like,
doing that
that made
much,
sense.
like it really just like you can get tolerance to it, and you just are doing it for no reason at some point. And I'm glad that
Mm-hmm.
he recognized that he was like at a point in his life where his daughter was more important to him than to keep going down
Right, this dark
uncontrollable, yeah,
path.
uncontrollable path. Yeah. And it's like it's lucky for us because like we didn't lose him, and other people have lost their favorite artists to that.
Yeah, especially at that age. They talk about the 27 Club, like
The
people don't
Juice
know.
World, Juice World was a great artist, and like he reminds me of Cuddy, but like Cuddy just he thought of his family and everybody more than that. He overcame that, and I love that.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, and I said the special tour was my favorite time, but I think the most important time that I think was when he did Complex Con after his stint in rehab.
You saw that, so you saw
Hmm.
him do Through the Late Night with Travis.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And then I met him afterwards. I didn't take a picture
You
though. I just
lucky girl. You lucky girl.
and that was that
Mm-mm.
was that was some luck too. So that was a really important show. Like it was amazing. Pharrell, they did surfing. Like he was just running through the audience. Like
Around
it
my
was just
way, running around my way,
yeah.
baby.
It was just so happy to see.
That
Like
music
okay,
video, I love that music
yeah,
video. Like it has all
yeah,
the Easter eggs in it, like Jaden and
right.
what is it? Rocky? Rocky's in there too.
Hmm. Yeah. So that show was like really important because it was like okay, we're gonna go. It's only gonna be up from here. You can tell the feeling is gonna be up. But I got lucky. I no plans. And then
Did
so
you
Skrillex,
say hi or
Skrillex was
take pictures
last.
with him?
Not at that time. I got a video of me talking to him, but it was so many people that crowded him because we just sat there for Skrillex for like a second, and then we're like, "All right, you want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Was
So
it
I
VIP
go.
though?
I was in the cut. I was like in the back, and we were like in the balcony, and we were just like, "All right, let's leave." And then so we were outside of the convention center, and I was like, "What's that crowd of people over there? Like, what's going on over here?" Being nosy. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Cuddy!" So
No
everybody just
way.
like
He just
ran.
came out
He
to
just
say
came
hi.
out. He went to the food truck. There was a food truck, and he
This
went to get
guy.
food.
You know what? You just have to be at the. I'm gonna go with you next time there's
It's
a Cuddy
always just,
concert in your
I
town.
swear, like it's literally just been the right place, right time. I've never just, I gotta seek him out or I gotta do, no,
I
I
want to
was
be
literally
like,
just,
you know how Nardwar comes up. I want to be like that for Cuddy one day. Just Cuddy, please interview with me. Like I need
just
to
ask
talk
him
to
a bunch
him
of
one
questions.
day.
Yeah.
Yes, because like I have so many things that no one ever asks him. Like especially in his documentary. It's a great documentary. Don't get me wrong, but there's a bunch of things that people need to know. You know, like 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 good things, not bad things. Just like how he got the inspiration for certain songs and things that like
Hmm.
are groundbreaking. Like just a good interview, a good
That's
interview
why I
with him.
still fingers
So
crossed. I know he said he was going to do a podcast. I still hope that's like something he wants to do because I definitely want to hear about stuff like that. Like you said, like what's the inspiration behind
yeah,
this? What's
I would have, I would like love to talk to someone that is on that app that he owns, Encore. If
mhm.
anyone's out there that is on Encore and wants to set up an interview with Cuddy, I would love to interview him
Help him? How do you
because,
help him?
yeah, it's a dream. One can dream. That's my make a wish thing. If I ever get sick one day, talk to Cuddy for 2 seconds on FaceTime.
Oh my God.
If
Not a
anything
make a,
happens to me one day,
a make a wish
please.
moment. I mean, if he goes on tour, the only thing I can tell y'all is just hang out by the stage doors. Fingers crossed. That's it. That's the
Okay.
secret. If you
Maybe,
think there's a
no,
secret
no.
to it.
DM me more secrets. Don't tell the people.
Oh,
These
so he
people.
try. I was trying to help y'all. He trying to gatekeep.
No, this is all. This is all the Cud fam. This is who's
All
gonna
the
watch this,
fans. That's
and then they're
literally,
all gonna do it, and then
especially in the early 2000s times. It was a couple times that I was just hanging out by the stage door.
were you on Reddit? Were you like one of those like early
No,
Redditors?
I don't know how Reddit works. No, I do not be on Reddit. Reddit is kind of scary to me. It's a little
Well,
intense. I was
he used to
on,
talk
you
on
know what?
something.
I
I
was
think it was
on,
MySpace.
yes, MySpace. I was on his MySpace and I was on datnewcuddy.com. Okay. Literally one of the reasons why I got to meet him so many times is because Dion, that was his name, he was so on it when it came to like news, like information about like shows, tours,
Oh, he
appearances.
was a
Like
fan.
he was a fan, and the website was
Where's he
called
at?
He's done. He's out of it now. He's still on Twitter though, but he's like
No, I didn't.
he's way done. I was just
What's it?
I met a
What's
lot of
his name
friends.
on Twitter? I'll follow him real quick.
Uh, let's see. He gonna be like,
I'll follow him on
who's
my
he
podcast.
said, who sent you? He's gonna be like, who sent you here? But his name was Dejan, Dejan, and I think it's Pralica, Prelica on Twitter, I think.
People deserve to know about him just because he has that
He's a bit
website.
of a historian in
What'd
the
you say his last name? Perlika?
is it Pralica or Pralica? Oh.
Because like people deserve to know who that is. That guy
He's gonna
got
be
you.
like, who sent you here?
No, he deserves it. He deserves it, man.
Okay, his Twitter name is DP16. He's actually had the same one for a long time.
If he gave out his name, then he knows that like he you
He's
know
a staple. He's a staple in Cuddy history because Cuddy knew who he was too back then. And his website,
DP63.
16, just 1 6.
That's a short name.
It is. That's what we was making shorter. You can make a short name on Twitter and all that, like just a couple letters, couple numbers.
Oh, he has a ton of followers. He seems like he has been
Yeah,
successful.
he doesn't. Yeah, that new Cuddy is long gone, but it was such a great website that kept me like up to date.
Is
Those
he
were the
still a
first
fan?
time I was really involved in forums. That's the only time
Yeah.
he had a forum. Oh my god, used to be so fun. And I still got friends from the forum too. They all
Well, he looks like he like has Cactus Jack retweeted something about Cactus Jack.
because he does stuff with shoes now. He works with I think Nice Kicks or something or
I
Souls.
wonder if he
Maybe
could
one of
like
those things.
make a Kid Cudi shoe with him. That'd be great.
I don't know how much of a fan he is. Well, he's still a fan. No, he's still a fan. He just grew up and kind of
Yeah.
grew up and
No,
grew
but
out.
that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, shout out to the Dad New Cuddy. If you from Dad New Cuddy and you watching this, shout out to you because we was in there promo, talking to each other, debates, all that. It was a whole little
And that's how
community.
you found out like
That was my first taste of like Cud fam like community.
that's
So,
cool. That was me on Twitter. Like Twitter luckily hasn't gone away.
right.
And I think I've actually seen new Cuddy like Man Unknown 3 brought in a lot of new Cud fam on Twitter. So like I'm still finding new guys and girls and
Hmm.
people um
That's why
everywhere.
I made this Twitter. This is my second Twitter. I'm not gonna give y'all my alter ego. I'm just kidding. But I just
No, I
made
have two
this
Twitters
page
too.
just to, right. I just made this page to find more Cuddy fans actually, because I on my other timeline it was like kind of slow, and I'm like, where's everybody talking about Kid Cudi over here? So I was just like, let me see who's out there.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
made
I had a lot of people deactivate throughout the years, and then I added so many people since this podcast. Because mutuals and podcasts go hand in hand. Like
mhm,
shout out Rishi the Alien. A
yes,
bunch of people got followed me after that one, and Megan Ambers too, and everybody. Shout out to everyone for giving me mutuals, and
right.
you know.
It's like,
So I want
you
to talk
know,
to you about this Insano party.
oh,
You know, this is crazy. So everyone got this email, right? I got the email and everything. And I live in Orlando, so I can't just make a flight. I looked it up,
same day.
same day flight. It was
That would
not
have
gonna
been
work.
insane. If you would have got it a little bit earlier, it would have dropped at midnight. You might have could have
I
jumped
was
up there.
asleep and like, you know what? I just did it. I just RSVP'd for the fun of it. I probably shouldn't have.
Don't say that because they're gonna be like, "You took my spot."
No, no, I really wanted to go. I was looking for tickets and I like saw it was like $700 if I wanted to
Ooh,
leave that next 3 hours from when I saw. So I was gonna do it, but then like I realized like, you know what? I can just pay for three show tickets for the same price.
right.
And
True.
like I really had the most like intentions of going, I promise. But like just didn't make it and you know, I feel bad for the one person that didn't get to go. But there were so many people that could have RSVP'd that so many people RSVP'd,
Hmm.
and there was like I guess not enough slots at the end, but there was a lot of people that RSVP'd, a lot of people got
Hmm.
that email. So it's like it's okay.
Because I was wondering, like, how would we know to get chosen, or was just how did you know
Well,
everybody was gonna
you
be in LA?
didn't you get like a personal invitation?
Technically, yes and no. I still got
Okay,
the
well
email
I
and
know
I clicked the
Jen
link.
did. That's why I was gonna have you and Jen on the same podcast tonight. And
Uh,
shout out Jen. I wish you could join us tonight. I don't know. I think you're having technical difficulties, so we'll get you on soon.
right,
Episode 7 or 8.
right. That's
But
just another episode. You can just keep story going. Two
yeah,
episodes about
no,
Insano and Cuddy and stuff. No,
yeah,
I
I
just got
wanted
the
to get
email. I got the email like everybody else, but he did tell me he was going. When I saw him in the movies, he was like, "I'm gonna DM you," but something happened. Still got the link. Clicked it. RSVP'd immediately. I was right about to go into work. I was
what
like,
did
"Let's
you
do
get the
this."
link like really early? Like, well, because
It was like
I
eight
think people
something in the
after
morning. It was
yeah
like
after like
eight.
an hour, people were saying it was done.
Yeah, it was like 8:50 when I got it.
Hmm. Yeah,
I didn't even get
uh,
the notification sound. I was kind of mad. I was like, they got I checked.
mine was around then too. I think I got it way earlier because I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, the time zone.
But like my VPN I did when I did it was California. So
Okay. That's why you got it.
yeah, because I wanted to go. I was planning on going, but
Right.
but
Yeah. So
shit happens. I mean, people get. I hope someone out there can get mad at me, but I'm sorry. I should
he
have said
meant
that.
no harm. He had it good
I
intentions.
really
No, but
didn't.
because what was that for Evil Dead? Shout out to Michael Hatton. He came from Texas. I remember he told me he was like came from Texas. So he got the link when he RSVP. He just had to get here.
I came
You
from
know.
Texas.
Sorry, that was my best
That's the
attempt.
funniest Texas accent I've ever heard. That sounds like Shaq trying to say it. He said this one thing. He's like, "My name is Tex Johnson. and oh man, it was like a California because I think he's from California too. And
Mm,
like you guys are funny. You guys have we Floridians have this southern weird accent. Like I'm Orlando, so like I have a city slicker southern accent.
mm,
I'm like a hick that doesn't know anything about a farm or anything. Like I'm I'm on here doing podcasts. I'm on the
hey,
farm. I still got that weird southern accent though.
it's like a
The
hint.
weird one.
I wouldn't fully, if I was to hear you talk, I wouldn't think like super Southern. It's like a hint of Southern. Like you
If
grew
I'm
up,
around a bunch of like my family, they bring it out.
relatives. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I talk a lot like how the people I hang out with, like whoever I'm talking to, kind of like brings out different accents in me, you know.
Right, right, right.
Like I was in
Uh,
Austria and I started talking like it was weird, you know.
you
I
don't
was in
have to
Austria
do
for
it.
like 4 weeks. I was in Austria for like 3 or 4 weeks,
And you
and I
just
started
adapted.
talking weird. Yeah, you adapt to your environment, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
the Sensano party. Let's talk about
to it.
it.
No, like I was nervous. I was like, I hope I can make it because I had to get off work. I had to go to work still. And then I just zoomed over, and it wasn't even like a super long line yet. But we had to wait. But I'm used to it. I've waited for many Cuddy events, so I'm like, let me just bunker down
Dude,
and
this
get
is
in
like the
there.
most exciting one to be waiting for too, you know.
I think yeah, because it's a totally different experience. It's not a concert. It's not like a thing. It's just listening to a whole, not whole,
It's like an
listen to
intergalactic party.
right. That's what it felt like. Ooh, exclusive. They took our phones, so that's why there's no video
I
footage.
know. I saw
It was on
the
the
best
invite.
pictures were like the ones behind him that he posted, you know, when he was handing out all those herbal
Treats, treats and
herbal
gifts.
things. Yeah, herbal
No, that like
gifts.
all the camera and footage was like from people that he brought, and they were like doing interviews in the line and stuff, and
Really? Oh man, I would love to interview someone there. Like, there's a
yeah,
bunch of Cook fam I could have talked to.
yeah, they were just going down the line and just interviewing folks and looking at people's tattoos and really engaging us. So I wonder what that's gonna be.
You have any Cuddy tattoos?
I do, but they're mostly words. I have "Stay afloat, the key is hope" on my back, and then I have "The sky might be falling, but remember you can fly" on my hip. So those
Yeah,
are
that's
my
not the lyric. I'm just playing. I love that. That's good.
yeah. So I got "Sky Might Fall" and "Up, Up and Over."
I'm gonna get a satellite flight tattoo. Just like not
Mhm.
like the colors or anything. I've seen people get these really ratchet looking stars. And I was like, that is not. I'm gonna get just the lines, maybe a circle on like where the stars are, like
Oh, you're not
small
gonna
little
get
points.
the thick, the even people kind of get the thicker version. You're just gonna do
No, it
the
looks horrible like that. Like people need to learn.
hey, those people like it. Okay,
Okay,
don't
it.
don't let Sid shame your
They
your
might
your
not like it.
tattoo.
They might actually regret it, but pretend to not.
To each their own.
Okay, yeah. Sorry
To
to
each
not
their
have
own.
that tattoo. But if you do have that tattoo, I love your taste because I'm gonna get that tattoo, and it's
I do
gonna
like
look
that
really
as a
cool.
tattoo. Actually, I like when people have that.
Yeah, I because I have shout out to Hemologist. He's selling I think keychains and necklaces
Oh yeah,
for
I did. I think I bought a keychain from him. Yeah, I did. I had a keychain.
yeah, he has the best he's the best wallpapers, memes, all of
Mm-hmm.
that. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
great. And like shout out to him because he's gonna send me a couple satellite flight keychains, I think. So he's awesome.
Okay.
He's
Shout out
my
to you.
guest from last week.
And see, I don't know. You said his name. I'm like, is it? I thought it was Hum. Is it
His
Hum?
name is Jonathan.
No, I mean how to pronounce homologist. I say humologist when I see it.
Oh, I say hemologist. I think he describes how you're supposed to say it on our podcast, so
Okay,
look
all
out
right,
for
well,
that.
I'll watch. And I'm sorry if I butchered it. That's like Twitter is weird. We see everybody's names. We just put a pronunciation because that's how we see it. So, like I said,
Exactly.
as people call me Monez, and it's Moans, but I don't
Well,
correct
I always thought it
anybody
was
because I'm
Monty.
like I correct I correct everybody. I don't correct anybody because I'm like it's just how you see it. I totally understand. So
Oh, it's all
Monez,
right. I like
Moans,
to say it how it's supposed to be said.
it's Moans, but
Moans. Okay.
Moans.
Moans Mahara.
Mm-hmm.
Moans
That's what
Mahara.
I'm doing. Yes.
Follow her on Twitter at Moans Mahara. Get her followers up, y'all.
I'm promised, and then don't follow me and get disappointed because I know some people
No,
just don't follow me.
she's the person that gets those moments with Cuddy. One way or another, she either has luck, has the best timing. I don't know what
Good,
it is.
just I don't know, universal fate and good timing, just all
That's
good.
the universe. That's the universe. Maybe you are supposed to be his call it? What's his name in Intergalactic? And what's her name?
You talking about Jabari and Meadow? No.
You're supposed to be his meadow to his to
I wish, but no. It's
uh,
just been just I don't know
that's awesome. That's
dedication.
just cool. That's just really cool that you get to have those memories and tell your children that if you have them one day, you know, or like just tell people through like podcasts like this,
I will
because
say my mom thinks I am super cool. So shout out to that. I don't know. I'm really proud of that fact. Every time I tell
shout
her,
out to mothers. My
she's
mother
always so
is
happy and so
heard that
proud.
podcast. My
Right.
mother supports me too. I love her.
She's always super proud when I tell her like, oh, she's like, oh. She sends it to like the family group chat. They're like, who is that? That's cool. I'm like, thanks, mom. You made me feel like I did something really cool. So up to you.
Yeah, that's exactly how moms are supposed to make you feel,
Mhm.
like like like
She's
they
always so
support you.
supportive. Just
Yeah. So the first songs you heard, I'm just gonna get back to here because I'm so ADD. I need to ask
right.
these before I
I'll do a
forget.
dis I'll do a disclaimer though, because I was hearing the music, but I was like super in the moment vibing. So I can't
Hmm.
fully tell you like names and such like that. I was like so in the moment, like,
I don't have that many questions because this, it was really terrible that we all know that there was a leak, right?
yeah, don't listen
And
to it.
yeah, I need to delete all my tweets about it because I was very excited because I thought they were kind of scrap songs, but then I realized more and
That those
more
are the actual.
that those are part of the real album.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm gonna go back and like I'm sorry to anyone out there that was offended by my tweet with a link to my file of one
Mm-hmm.
of them because I like that the Get Off Me. I thought Get Off Me was just one song that leaked. But then like everything else started coming out, and like I was like, oh my god. I will say
You're like,
I
oh
have
no, this is the
I
real
might
thing.
post I might post Porsche Topless later on when the album comes out because that version is different than the version that came out. And if anyone wants to listen to that version one, because we all heard Can't Look Into My Eyes version one with Kanye, right? You heard that before?
Mm-mm. What's that?
Oh, I have a bunch of songs that like are like unreleased songs from a long time
Oh,
ago that Cuddy probably wouldn't mind anyone listening to. They're old and they're never gonna see the light of day. You
right. They're
know,
not gonna be on anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't be
have a
knowing.
I have a really weird perspective on the unreleased stuff because it can be seen as like, wow, this person lost all this money and hard work, but like I feel like some of the songs are so beautiful. Like "Do It Alone"
Mm-hmm.
was like a life changer for some people,
Yeah, I
and
think I will say because I was getting music off of LimeWire at the time, I didn't know what was not supposed to be heard, what was supposed to be heard. So Just
Yeah,
like you
and
said,
most
doing
people
it wrong.
know. Most people know now, like it's wrong because it's super easy to just say it's wrong. It says unreleased, and like I have to say, I listen to all the unreleased songs all the time just because I can't stop myself. They're so beautiful. They're
You're
so
like, I can't
good.
help myself.
Like someone that
I
you
don't.
love, you can't
I
stop.
just
Like
kind of refrain from it because I'm like, this is not how it's intended to be heard. So it's not fully mastered.
yeah,
It's probably all blurry and weird. So I don't want
you
that
know
to
that's
be
a
my
strong
first.
person. You're a strong person.
I
A lot
was
of
like, I
people
don't
on
want that
Twitter
to
get
be
mad
my
at me.
first listen.
People be
I
getting
gotta
mad at
listen to
me.
how I was intended, and then I did. See, we got to hear insane parts of Insano, and I'll say like I'm glad I heard it like that. I needed it to be loud and just in a space where
So
you
what
could
you think
feel
about that?
the exact vibe of it.
Yeah. Well, so what you think? Was DJ Drama on there at all?
No, unless there's a song that he just didn't play because he didn't play all of them. He played like was it like 6 or 7 songs? It was a good handful of songs that he
But
played.
there was
It
no
was
like DJ Drama at the beginning of like at the party.
mm-mm. I
Damn.
didn't hear
Well,
any.
so I'm thinking that DJ Drama had something to do with the leak because throughout the leak there's a bunch of things that says DJ Drama voiceover, DJ Drama because all the songs are voiced over by DJ Drama, and there's
Mm.
Universal Republic watermarks throughout the leak. So I'm guessing that he sent it to DJ Drama, and somehow along the way, it must have been fumbled somewhere. And
Mm.
you never know how it happens.
Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly.
Kanye has the worst computer because like he must be hacked or something. Every single thing Kanye does gets leaked. But like Cuddy,
I think there's
this
too
is
many
my first time.
hands, too many
hmm
hands around Kanye stuff. So maybe that's why it just
hmm
floats on out there.
So this is my first time hearing a leak. But what was your favorite song you heard? Everyone's talking about Superboy, right? And everyone wants to know. This is like something Cud fam would want me to ask you is what do you think about Superboy?
I loved it, but I was so in the moment. It was a lot. It was a real intense moment.
But
Like I
like, what
can't
type
really.
of song was it? Like, because no one
It
knows right now,
it
and
was
this is
like
something that'll
it
be
was
news.
like I said. I was in the moment. Maybe I'm not the one to ask, but like the feeling that it was feeling, it was like it felt so good. It just felt good. I don't know. It's weird.
Was it like
It
a
was
Porsche topless? Was it like
no. It wasn't
confused,
like it was like it was mid tempo, but it wasn't like Force Topless. It was
like
like more mid
releaser,
tempo.
or like by design?
No, because the sounds on this album were very like synthy and wavy, but not
Like
so
electro
much.
wave, baby. Like
Yeah, like kind of
I
a little electro. It was
love that
the whole
song.
all the songs sounded like really electro, but like bass heavy, like super bass heavy. Like some of the songs I couldn't hear because it was like really bass heavy. And
Was that one
The
song?
one with Travis for and Pharrell, and I think was Rocky on there too.
Rocky
Like
was on Wow.
yes,
So
and
what
Wild
was
is
it?
gonna be on there. So shout out
Because
to
listen, Cuddy was like he asked you and Jin on
mm,
Twitter to report back to us.
I know, and I was just in the ball, minding
And
my
this is
business,
you.
and I was like,
That's why you didn't respond, isn't it?
huh?
You didn't respond right at first because you probably were like, oh, I was in the moment. I don't I
I didn't
don't know what.
respond. One, I was caught off guard. He could have gave me a heads up like he was gonna put me on a summer jam screen to ask me this question. And I was in the
I
mall,
was like,
just
damn, he put her in the
I was
spot
like,
to.
dang, I was just drinking my little Jamba Juice and buying candles, and now I gotta. I'm like, I started shaking. I told my friend like, hold my stuff because I gotta answer this question. And I don't know how. Not right now.
Bro, was your
I,
friend like, no way? Was your friend like, no way he did that?
she's used to it. She's used to it. She's like, girl, just invite me next
Okay,
time. I'm
we need
like,
a Freaky
fine.
Friday. You ever seen Freaky Friday? We need a switch like that.
just for a
What?
day. You
Do you
just
have
want
any
to.
fortune cookies?
No, all I
Oh,
got
damn it.
is
Damn
just
it.
I don't even have nothing. I got some dog
I'm
treats. I don't know. Just break
gonna
one,
break
see
it
what
in half
happens.
right now. It's split.
Yeah, no, like I was so in that moment for all of it, but I do remember like it's super. I won't say super happy, but it is. It's like he even explained it. The song that was this quote going to be his dark song. He was like, I just want to do a disclaimer. I'm not in a dark place, but I know that people need to hear something like this from me. So
Was it like a solo dolo part three on the Man on the Moon 3? How that was the dark song? Or Sad People was kind of the
it was
darker
more kind
song?
of like sad people,
Oh,
but
really?
uplifting and like I said, synthy and wavy and
Was it like a hook, rap hook?
yes, melodic rap, melodic hook.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that's I don't know if that's the only song like that on there, but like when I
Do
say
you
like
like remember like the tune to it? Like I'm a super
it was
boy or something?
no you no I don't I'm telling you it was so
I'm
crazy that
sorry for that. I probably broke someone's eardrums with that one.
you tried, you did your best.
Hey, I was just trying to get that out of you to remember.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe Jen will know like
I
melodies and
probably made it
hooks, but
worse.
I was so like just into everything that I was just like kind of just feeling every song. It was
Hmm.
crazy. I can't describe how crazy. Plus, I was getting smashed too. So that was another thing. Everybody started getting a little crunched. So I was like, oh my god, my legs, because the stage was low. It was right like on my thighs. So that was
When
another thing
the,
I was kind of focused on. My well-being and my knees not getting crushed.
did you was everyone pretty lit after he handed out that Louis Vuitton case
Oh
of
yeah,
herbal supplements?
I was very happy. I kept a
Well, I
lighter.
feel like I saw April Mesquity. That's her name on Twitter. I don't know her real
Yeah.
name. I know it's
Shout out
April,
to
but like
April.
shout out April. I saw her in the picture
Yeah.
reaching out for one, and like
Yeah.
I could tell like that's a moment of I would get that framed on the wall.
I know.
You know?
April, get that framed because that's very like what's that one painting with the Jesus
Oh,
and
the two fingers and the reaching
right.
out.
That's what it
Hmm.
was like.
I know that.
And it was
I
like, and she was
love.
like, I don't even smoke. I was like, it don't matter, girl. He handed it out. We all gotta get it. And it was
What
good.
a night to remember for all of you. You know,
Yeah, it was just crazy. And it
and
was
like,
fun. And the Wiz was there. I was like, oh my God. And the Chip was there.
were you
Dot was
with
there.
Jen? Like, How did he group you guys together in a tweet like that?
I don't know. Because maybe because she got the DM, but I was just in the front. I think he just saw me because I was in the front. No, I got to be in the front.
So you are basically the two. If you think about it and put this into perspective, you are the two most memorable girls, fans of his, I guess, that are in his mind. So you guys are special, you know. For whatever
Oh,
reason, he thinks you guys are special, and that's so cool.
that's a
And
question
I
I
think
wish. Yeah,
after talking to you,
if you get to talk to him, ask him that question. I do wonder. I don't
after
know
talking to you, I
if.
could tell why he thinks that. You know,
Oh,
you're
thanks,
special. You're cool. You know.
thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to think that the times we've had together, I've been nothing but supportive and respectful and friendly. So I think he sees that.
Yeah. People that are all up in his face, like I saw this one dude in the crowd that like is a fan. I'm sure he wouldn't want to be around all the time. Like he had a Kitsy Ghost vinyl, and he's like in his face the whole time trying to like, get the autograph. And like really, like don't be in his face. Like everyone out there, don't don't do
Yeah.
something that like it's gonna make him mad. Especially bringing Kitsy Ghost and knowing when he's how he feels about Kanye right now. You know, it's like
Yeah, and I don't know how he feels about. I think he's signed. He's signed. Like I know last tour. He
It
was
looked like
signed to
he
some
was like
kids. He goes,
looking away from it though. Like he was like trying to look for other
oh,
albums to
look for
sign.
other albums to sign. Oh, I didn't see that.
It
But
was
no,
just a video. He looked like someone was in his face with it. Like anyone out there, like just needs to be respectful and like you, like because you know, you show that people don't need to be so crazy about their artists to have them recognize you. You know,
yeah.
you can be chill and you can
But
be
I also
yourself.
get it because sometimes you kind of lose yourself
Hmm.
in the moment. But snap out of it. Don't be like me and choke up and not say anything for the first couple times. Just like, I love you. And we're just like,
No, I would choke
cool.
up too. But like seriously though, I'm prescribed like alprazolam, and because I get red chest, I get anxiety, panic attacks, and I would need two of those, and then I could talk
Yeah.
to him like without freaking out.
Yeah. And I get why people, it's an overwhelming. I told you the second time when I really got to kind of see him face to face, I was just shaking.
It's
Like, please,
surreal.
I'm like, please don't notice how badly I'm shaking while I'm trying to take this picture.
They say some people say don't meet your idols because they'll let you down. But how do you feel after meeting him?
Oh, in his case, no. Everybody meet him because it's gonna be worth it. He's been nothing but friendly and open to meeting everybody all the time. So
Hmm.
even times, he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, he's got to go," and he's just like, "I'm gonna keep signing things because everybody, is here." Like he's one of
Yeah,
those. Like he doesn't leave when people
cool.
are like, "It's time to go." He's like, "No, I gotta talk to my people." That's one of the things I truly like love and respect about him. Not his accessibility, but his openness to just treat us like friends and family. He don't have to say, "Come to the movies," because I want to watch Star Wars with y'all.
Yeah.
It's almost that was like almost unheard of at that point. Like you just want us to come up there and watch a movie, like, and people
How
did.
the heck does someone I don't see your artists doing that. They like are so full
No,
of themselves and like he's
yeah,
so selfless. He
that's
gives his
yeah.
all to us.
And I know like certain artists get to a certain point where they can't just do stuff like that or has to be fully thought out. But he's that whole movie thing has evolved. Now you got to kind of RSVP and get there on time. But I feel like artists should be more accessible to their fans. Like, don't hold out on the meet and greets. They're just doing little things like that. It don't gotta be like some grandiose thing. He's doing this for
Yeah.
free. That's another thing. That's out of his pocket. He
He
bought
paid
out
for
the
all
theater.
of that.
He
And
paid, yeah. We don't buy the
you
ticket. We just show up.
you bought
So,
snacks though, right? And stuff.
oh yeah, we had to buy him snacks.
Okay, good.
But
Because I would have been like buying 10 hot dogs, just like paying the bill.
no, he ain't buying
Shout out
no.
Cut.
That's
Shout out
another
Cudders for
meal.
that.
The concessions alone are a meal. So no, but yeah, like just buying out a theater just because you want to hang out with your fan base is almost like unheard of, you know?
Yeah, and there's always gonna be that one crazy fan I'd be scared of if I was him, but like he wasn't, I guess.
No, yeah, I mean, he came with security, and he was, and then like the first couple times, I missed the very first one because I was sick. But the second time he had like Jaden and his friends, and like he really just came with his friends. Of course, security being the cut, but everybody, his fan base is respectful enough to be like, I'm not gonna interrupt you during this movie. And then he always
Yeah,
makes a little
it's
time
great.
to sign stuff at the end. So I don't know. I think that's why I still, gravitate to him and realize that he is very special because no shade to Drake and Kendrick and all of them, but like they're not doing that.
I never
And
had a moment where I was like,
why not? Drake,
yeah,
hang out with your fans. Stop gambling.
I never had a moment where I was like thinking he was a bad person or anything. Like there's one time where he got mad at the kid that liked his a um kid named Cuddy
Oh,
album
the other
cover
when he
from
said he
before.
liked the original.
Yeah, and like I think that everybody can snap at some point at people. Like we're all humans. So like just remember he's human, people.
People
Like
forget that
everyone.
though.
Yeah, and like
People
he's
forget that
he's a
about
good person.
everybody.
I've heard people say he's not a good person. He's a good person,
He's
and
just
like
a real person with real feelings
yeah. You
and
heard
the
what T
right to
Pain said
react.
about him?
Who?
T Pain. You ever heard what he said about Cuddy?
No.
He was like, I don't like Cuddy. He was so crazy in Hawaii when he showed me his Man on the Moon 1 album. He was like, Cuddy said, "Don't steal my shit," and like he doesn't know that Cuddy was using a lot of drugs at the time, and thinks he might have had a bad day or who knows. Like you can't just make a whole assumption on someone based on one experience,
One encounter, yeah. Yeah.
and people just don't understand him. Yet he only shares happy thoughts. Like on Twitter, I haven't seen one negative tweet since when he called Drake and Kanye, all that stuff. Like I haven't
Yeah,
seen,
at least and like I said, you kind of got into him a little later, but like Cuddy back in the day, like I still love him. It was like I like the Bad Boys, but like he would have his moments, or like times that he got a little buck on folks that were interrupting his show and running up on stage, and he used to like. But I mean, that was
what
a
would he
different
do?
time, huh? You
Oh,
don't
like
remember
punch him? No, like push him off the stage or something.
that? I don't want to talk about that. Just
Okay,
Google it,
okay.
YouTube
Well,
it. But he
every
was.
artist does that. Travis has pushed people off the
Yeah,
stage. You
no,
ever?
he's had to get a buck on some people that ran up on him and interrupted his show. But like,
Well,
I
they
can always
deserved
see that
it.
he even explained it. Like, I don't like people getting in my zone. Like, it throws me off. Like, you gotta do
Yeah,
what you
like the
gotta do.
water bottles were the worst though.
That's
Who the
true, but I was like, y'all lucky this is not 2010 Cuddy, because 2010 Cuddy might have Superman his way into that audience and would have thrown some bows.
Imagine
But
him with his suit on, his little Iron Man suit, just like go.
right, like back in the day, he used to get bucked, but it was,
Well, he's a superhero. He's a
right.
superhero, and
And like
people
you
need to
said,
treat
that
him as such.
they didn't deserve.
Like people,
Well, the people that were there that wanted to see him, like they didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. If you didn't want to see him, you could have just went somewhere else, or you could have went home. They didn't have to do any
yeah,
of that. But
yeah. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen this time around at this summer fest. I forget what it's called. The
something fresh,
it's
some summery.
it's like
But yeah, no,
Blue and
yeah,
yellow is
it was
the.
like him and the Suicide Boys, and it was like Travis and somebody else. And it
Mhm.
was like, so everybody be on your best behavior in Chicago. I know Cookie. Shout out to Cookie. I know Cookie's gonna be there. She'll handle y'all.
The security guard.
No, it's the homie that I met. She
Okay,
came out here
yeah.
for come.
Cookie
She lives in Chicago.
protecting
Yeah, she lives in Chicago. So shout out to Chicago. But yeah, no,
Chicago. Chicago's fun. I actually had some pizza in Chicago when I was there for like 2 days. But
I've only
like
been to Chicago once for a short time, but I had fun. Like I said.
I went to the Bean. It was like it's trippy. Like
Oh yeah, the
you go
Bean. Yeah,
underneath
I took
it.
a picture by it. I went to like the Bean. I did all the touristy stuff. Went to the Bean. Went to the Sears Tower. Went to
Me too. You went on the deck with the clear thing.
the clear glass deck and stuff. You look down. It was scary.
Yeah, there was a show in Chicago for Cuddy when he brought out Kanye for on 2016 Passion Pandemic Slam tour. And I wish I was there because he did "Beautiful Morning." Mm.
Yo, you ain't never gonna hear that again. That's crazy.
That's a great song though. I hear it on the radio and I still won't
I
hear it
mean, I'm
live.
never gonna hear that live. So the last time I heard that live was during
I'm
Passion
hoping he
Pain and
does
Demons.
through the late night next time. I missed that live. That's a great song live.
Yeah, and actually, what was the best? Last time I
From
saw
Santa.
him, no, I mean concert wise. I mean that could be considered a concert. Moon Man's Landing. That was uh, that whole situation was crazy actually because he
Did he
flew me
he was
out there. I
reborn?
had no plans. I had no plans to go into Moon Man's Landing. Not like that. I ain't got no money.
Wait,
So
he flew you there, you said?
yeah, it
No
was
way.
Yeah,
How
he
did that
just.
happen?
I randomly DM'd him about Intergalactic, and then he was just like, "You want to go to Moon Man's Landing?" I was like, "Of course." It's my birthday weekend, but I actually had tickets to see Kendrick Lamar, and I was like, "No, this is a chance, opportunity of a lifetime." So sorry, Kendrick. It was on
Kendrick,
Amazon.
gonna have to wait. Cuddy DM'd me.
Right. That
That's
was
what I.
and I was glad they put it on Amazon. I watched it, but I was like, Cuddy is gonna send me out there. So he did. Like I flew to Cleveland, he got a hotel, and I got there the day of though, so I kind of got there kind of like late-ish, but I got to see like Bone Thugs and Harmony and Shake and like I said, a little bit of Don Toliver.
Oh, what about Haim?
Yeah, I missed them, but they did Red Eye,
That's okay.
so I was just over the moon to hear that live. Like I want to say
With
Red Eye
Cuddy,
is one of my favorite songs, huh?
they did it with Cuddy.
Yeah, they came out
Dang.
during his set, and it was great. That whole
Oh
set was
man,
great. And then he did like this 30-minute, like he did a whole set, and then he just did like 30 minutes of like Man on the Moon stuff. And
you were one lucky girl. I'll tell
like
you
a
that.
bunch of songs.
What? Well, he said it's gonna be this year. Do you have any guess of when it's gonna be?
What? Moon Man?
Um, in Moon's
Oh,
Zone.
because the other one
Because
was like in September last year, but it
was
was
it?
announced like in April, May. It was kind of announced a while ago, so I know everybody's kind of waiting to see. And he said that the lineup was good, so I wonder when it's going to be announced.
Well, I'll go no matter what because it's
I was gonna say you should go.
yeah.
I can't unless he's gonna do it again. It's not in the wheelhouse of my pockets. So
If you do go, let me meet up with you. I want to say hi.
yeah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people are gonna go
I
if
hope
he
T.
does it.
You know who T is on Twitter?
What's their name? Full name.
You don't know T?
T.
Come on.
I probably do. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people on my Twitter now, so now I'm
His name
looking.
is Cuddy Better on Twitter.
Oh yeah. See, you gotta say
I
that.
I know him as T. Like his name is T to me. So
Yeah, I got Cuddy Better on my Twitter.
he's I play Fortnite with him and like talk to him. He's my friend. Like I think I'm gonna have him on next week for podcast. But he I know is in Ohio right now, so I'm gonna ask him if he's going.
He's heard any
Try.
whispers. Ask him if he's heard any
Yeah,
whispers or any.
yeah. I would love to meet like a Cud fan group and have like a cool podcast live over there.
Ooh. Now
You know,
imagine if you did
maybe.
it at Movement. Well, no, that'd be too kind of difficult.
Well, you know, if I DM him, maybe one day he'll respond and be like, "Yeah, you can have a little interview with me. Maybe that'd be great.
Hmm.
One can only dream." But like they say, you manifest things that you bring to existence with your
Yeah,
mind.
no, that
So,
would be cool. You know what I liked about New Man's Landing? Because I guess I don't sound like an old fogey, but I'm older now, and like festivals kind of made me a little tiny bit nervous because it's a lot of people, but it didn't feel like a lot of people. Like I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel
hmm
crowded. I didn't feel like it was too much going on. Like it was real at a comfortable space, and it was really nice. The weather was nice. It was just nice. I didn't feel like I was at a festival. I just felt like I was just kind of chilling because I got beat up at Camp Flog.
oh,
Camp
really?
Flog, no.
In 2018?
Was it 2018? Yeah, it was just when he was by himself.
Oh, I
Not
remember the Kids See Ghost. That's all I know.
yeah, no, it wasn't. I didn't. That was like the next year, I think. I went the year before when Cuddy headlined it like by himself, and I experienced. Okay, I got ripped away from my friends. I had to run through mosh pits.
Tyler
I
the
got
Creator
trapped.
fans and like 16-year-olds that mosh pitting.
Yeah, I was like,
Listen,
ooh.
I went to Playboy Cardi concert, so I know a little bit about rowdy fans. This was crazy. It was, you
Yeah, no,
know,
I don't understand.
whole lot of red concert.
When Cardi comes on, I stay out the way. So I don't. When he was at Smokers Club, I sat in the back. And about
Oh my God.
3 minutes later, they were like, they stopped playing with Cardi because the barricade fell and they trying to beat up the security to get the VIP. I was like, that's why I sat in the back because I
I
knew
almost got knocked over, and if I was on the ground, I probably would have got stamped, like trampled and stamped. And
you're younger, so you have to help me understand like what does that pushing and shoving do for y'all?
no, it doesn't do anything, and it's always like this, like
Okay.
crazy messed up, like older white, like 25-year-old guy that doesn't even belong there. Like he's like, let's party,
swinging
and then he starts pushing people, and then
swinging on
all the
kids and stuff. Like, sir,
yeah,
I don't
they take off
understand
their
it. Even
shirt.
now,
Why
I
do you
will
take
say
off your shirt?
like even the kind of evolution of me being at Cuddy concerts, the little push and shove crowd started to come to the concert. I'm like, why are y'all pushing? And it's like pursuit of happiness. Why are we? Why are you
Well, I'm
open
never in the front. I'm
open
always in
up
the
the
back. I
tent?
see people on the left and right of me just like smoking their herbs, and I'm like, oh, like that's why it smells in here. You know? But like that's Cuddy's concert. And at the
Right.
Cardi concert, it's
Oh, everybody for themselves.
all the people that have like all the anger in them, and
Right.
then they
They
get it out. Like
whatever, I'm not too big on Cardi. I won't discredit him. I did like the Billy Rock song, but
I love it. I love Metamorphosis, and I
I
love that whole
whatever
album.
he makes you guys feel, I hope it makes you guys feel better because y'all be swinging at these Cardi
What you
concerts.
mean, y'all? I'm not part
Y'all,
of
because
that
I
group.
don't
I'm
be at
not
the
part of that
Cardi
group.
concert. I told you,
Okay, I went to one, and
Smokers
I'm only
Fest.
going to one.
At Smokers Fest, I stayed in the back, and at Moon Man's Landing, I stayed in the back. I don't
Listen,
understand.
I was like, this is like a once in a lifetime thing because this guy only drops an album every 18 years, and like his concerts like once in a lifetime. I knew Metamorphosis was on the set list. It was in like a $30 ticket down the road, 15 minutes from me. I was just gonna go because like I want to listen to Metamorphosis and I like Whole Lot of Red, but like I'm not a Cardi fan.
No,
That's not a group I want to be a part of.
to each their own, and that's
They're
no shade to you guys, Cardi fans. We are.
they're great. They're great.
Y'all look like
But
y'all having fun. Just be careful,
no,
because y'all
they're
came to my. I heard
patient.
y'all
They're
without giving
patient.
my job title away. One of my jobs, like y'all came to my job and kind of tore it up. So chill out, y'all. Just enjoy the show for what it is. Like y'all don't have to jump over barricades and
Y'all
jump
tore
down
it
from
up.
the 100 sections and be scaring folk. Like just enjoy it because we just want you to have a good time.
Y'all tore it up. That's funny. No, like seriously, like enjoy the music. That's what I say. Enjoy the music. It's there for you to not take off your shirt and start pounding on people.
Right. Like I don't I don't get that. Like
It's I don't know. It's a mindset. You know, you got to be in. I guess if you're in that moment, I saw a lot
right.
of people from Woodstock. I saw a Woodstock documentary, and these people, you know, they grew up just headbanging, and then they set fires at Woodstock.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that documentary was crazy. Actually, no, Woodstock 99
yeah, I saw that. That's what I'm talking about.
aged me again. I remember watching that when it happened. I used to love, I stayed with MTV. So like,
Well, who?
they would do their shows because MTV was down there, but people didn't want them down there. So when they would do their little shows, the show would go off, or they do a commercial break. They'd be like, "Let's go to." We were live at Woodstock. Man, they throwing bottles, dirt, poop, Carson Daly's ducking. They don't want
It's
them
fucked
there.
up that
But
they
but
combined all those artists.
watching that documentary, you see why those people were so upset. It was poorly put together. They were on a
Yeah, they
hot,
combined all the
they were on a
worst
hot
artists
Navy
together.
base, burning
You
up
know who
on
Corn is?
concrete. Huh?
You know who Corn is?
Oh my god! Of course I know who Court is.
You
Frito
know
Leach.
how fucked up that is to add Corn with 311? Like that's two
Right.
completely different
That's
type of
what they
white
put
people.
Jewel out there. You know who Jewel is?
No,
Jewel is like a contemporary country artist. She's just solo Jewel. She has
they
some
put that
great
with corn.
songs. Yes, she was on the same thing. And if you watch the documentary, she basically says like they were literally like yelling horrible things to her. She was like one of the only women that were up there because it
Oh,
was
that's
her,
horrible.
it was
That's
Jewel and
horrible.
Sheryl Crow, and they both told their stories. They were just yelling the most obscene things. They were mad. They were hot. But yeah, what's it called? Trainwreck or something? It's something like that. It's on Netflix. It's really good, and
Yeah,
it
it's
really
it's Woodstock
explains.
'99.
Yeah.
I saw it too. I
So
thought that was terrible. But nothing is like that now. The worst thing we had was that Cuddy water bottle thing. Was people
yeah,
nice at like the Insano party who like any pushing and shoving?
it got a little pushy and shovey on certain. Only when he was like reaching out to touch hands and stuff,
What about
or when
like
he was handing out his treats. Everybody like, woo. But and
yeah,
then when
what
he
about like
jumped into
Wiz
the crowd, then
Khalifa?
everybody got really close. But
Like
we
Wiz
were all still
Khalifa
kind
was
of
like was he that song with him good?
yeah. So that was I remember that it was really like chill, low key, synthy, vibey, like not
Oh.
yeah. And I wasn't expecting that from them. I don't even know what I was expecting from them. Actually,
Dude, this you heard it first here. This is great. This is
I don't know
crazy.
what I was expecting from them, but it was good. I
This
wish it
is
would
what
actually be
Cuddy
like a.
wanted you. He was like, "I need
I
you
have to
guys
be the
to
one to
support."
spread the word. I
Yeah, that's
just
so cute. That's so like cute of him to do.
right,
Like
I
he,
planted you guys so you can be the seed.
this
Everyone
is so cool. I
spread,
feel
spread.
so like blessed to be a part of this little conversation.
I'm glad. Thank you for having me. It's good for a first time
No, yeah,
conversation.
I'm excited for the future for more talks after this album comes out.
Yeah.
And,
I can't wait to see what's next. I want to see the video for Portia Topless. I know he said it was coming.
Is that you think that's gonna be the video with the hair, the green hair?
I don't know. I think that whole flex thing was like gone now. And I'm like, look, y'all, we only heard 20 seconds of the song. You don't know what part of the song that is. Or you might, you listen to the leaks. But I was
I
like,
heard
I
the whole
wanted to hear
song,
it. I wanted to hear
and
the rest
I
of the
mentioned this on
song.
my last podcast. There's like a I'm not gonna spoil anything about the song, but can I spoil like one lyric?
Yeah.
He says, "It's giving bad bitch. It's giving bad bitch," and I'm like,
See, I want to hear that. Okay. Especially that's for the girls. Are you kidding me? I am mad at y'all for not letting us hear flex.
no, but like for the girls, I'm gonna say this. I hope Cuddy hears this. Keep bouncing is gonna be a club banger. Like people in the club are gonna be love it. Keep bouncing, and I can't spoil anything about that
Yeah,
song.
no
Did you ever
spoilers.
heard?
No
But
spoilers
you
for
probably
the
heard that song. You probably heard it. Did you hear another one that sounded like a girl like would love it? Like
He played
a
one for
girl
girls, but I don't know if it was that. It might have been that though. It
bounce
might have.
bounce.
See, I don't. I told you I was so into it. I wasn't hearing the words, but there was one that was for the girls. For the girls, like it was like real sexy,
It
like
was like
had a little
bounce
tropical.
bounce bounce
Yeah, well,
bounce
that's
bounce.
the one that he played for the girls had a tropical sound to it. Was it that?
No,
Okay, so that's a different song for the girls. And I don't know if I heard. No, I don't
what
think we heard.
tropical?
It was real like tropical, but then it got synthy, and then it like I don't know. It's hard to just. I'm telling you, the way he made this album is so hard to describe because I could just say a bunch of words and then be like, "What?" But I'm like, it was tropical, but then it was like synthy. Then the beat came in, and then it was like,
Wait, hold up. Tell me if it's
you got
this.
me listening to leaks. I can't.
No, just like tell me if it was this one, and I'll
It
stop it.
wasn't that one though, or was it? I don't know. My sound is bad. No, it wasn't that.
Okay, I won't. I'm not gonna. I don't
No more
do like.
spoilers. No more
I
spoilers.
only one I spoiled on the last one was it's giving bad bitch on Flex, and that's it.
I
So
see now.
like,
I want to hear Flex. Well, I hope Flex is still on the album.
well, I'm not gonna send it to you because you
Nah,
probably don't want to hear it. So
nah. But I'm
like
excited
try your
now.
best not to hear like any
I'm excited
leaks.
now because that's funny. That's a funny line.
It was it was it was something I thought that wouldn't get released. So I was like, oh, he leaked it, so now all these songs won't come out because that's usually what
Hmm.
happened, you know? But then someone said after I already listened to it all that Indica had got leaked and
Yeah,
the
and they
same thing
moved.
happened.
Yeah, Indica got leaked and they just moved it up, like the release date.
Yeah, that's probably what just happened.
So I don't know. He did say September,
Hmm. Well,
so
that's great. That's not far. Time
it's
goes by
not.
fast, like you're saying.
Yeah, time is flying by.
You said
So we'll
14
probably
years
get.
of Cuddy. That's great.
I know that's crazy. I think that's
It's been 10 for me now. It's gonna be
longevity.
almost 10. 2014.
I like that. That kind of speaks about the longevity of his career too. Because I like seeing Wiz because I don't know if you remember the Double XL freshman class of 2009. They were both in it
Well,
together.
I have two songs that are unreleased with Wiz from a long time ago.
Hmm.
And one of them I don't know if it is even real,
Is it AI?
but no, it couldn't be. I'll send it to you, but because they're great songs, and there's a bunch of ones that you might not have heard that will never come out.
Hmm.
And I do this with all my guests. I have tons. I have every song from Kid Cudi ever, and
That's
every song
intense.
from Travis.
Wow. That is a
Travis is named Travis Scott because of Kid Cudi. You know.
right, and that makes total sense. Definitely see Cuddy's influence. I'm not super into Travis, but I do enjoy him from time to time. Like I got to work his actual world tour. That was cool. The tour,
Oh
not
yeah,
the.
my godfather was a security guard too, so I know he gave me a bunch of the money, the like Travis bucks.
I did. I picked up the money. It's somewhere in
Here
my
you go,
room. I was like, let me
Travis
snag this.
bucks.
That was
Hey, we can
hectic.
trade.
Like I don't super say where I work, but I do security for concerts. It's like one of my jobs. So that
That's
show in
cool.
particular was very crazy, and there was so many celebrities, and I waved at Beyonce, and she
Imagine doing security for Cudi. You could say,
nodded.
"I know him," and then he just go be like,
Um,
"Yo, what's up?"
if I didn't get tickets, I was for sure gonna work the show. So you would have seen.
Hmm.
I'd have been closer, like put me by the stage.
You would have
But
been
no, that
lucky.
Astro was
You're
crazy.
already lucky enough. Stop. You've taken all the luck from the rest of us. Save some luck for the rest of us,
I'm
girl.
trying. I do. I encourage. I encourage. I've been telling y'all how to do what y'all need to do. But
We need to gatekeep some of it. Hold up.
I know.
I'm
You're like now
fine. Fine.
everybody's showing up, and then
No, you're just cool. That's why he knows you guys. Like you, and I'm sure Jen is cool too. I can't wait to talk to her.
but yeah, no, the Astro World. I would say the funniest moment working Astro World was so Kanye shows up and he's like up here, like at the balcony. So everybody's like, "Oh my God, Kanye!" Everybody looking up, waving. And then there's a VIP riser that had all these celebrities, and Jay Z, Beyonce are down here. And if I could have my phone at the time, I caught the moment where Kanye realizes that Jay is there, and he has this look on his face where he's like, "Okay, you didn't tell me you was coming," kind of look. I was like, "Oh my God, I wish I had a camera," because that was so. He was just looking like he was so mad,
I mean,
like he didn't tell them that he was coming.
they have a rocky relationship through the
Yeah, they
years, so
do.
maybe it
I
was
heard
one of
he
those
was.
moments.
I heard he was in his feelings about Jay or whatever that little documentary that they got for Donda. He was like mad Jay didn't come.
Yeah, it just
He was
happens. I
like, "I'll
mean,
be on the album, but we can't do public
people
appearances for
unstable,
my
you know.
album."
Someone that's unstable, it's hard to be friends with.
It
Like I have friends
is.
that
Yeah.
that are crazy, and like
I knew exactly
you
where
never
Cuddy
know.
was coming from when he had to like this stuff because that energy, that back and
Yeah,
forth
and
energy, especially when you're
it's
working on
back and
yourself.
forth.
When you
You
trying to
know
get
how he
yourself, when you trying to get yourself together, you can't have somebody else just like doing the most. And I could tell, like,
exactly.
that whole situation was him doing the most and Cuddy just being like, I can't, you can't do this. Can't do no back and forth. I'm pretty sure Kanye regrets it. He just got too much ego to swallow his pride and say what he needs to say.
Yeah, he can't say that he's wrong, especially with all the Pete stuff. Like, how can you be friends with somebody? Like, all the people in Hollywood are friends. You
Right,
think that,
everybody is
like,
grown. Everybody in this situation is grown, and that is an issue between you and your wife. Like, just because you're friends with somebody, everybody's so close. Like you said, everybody's like this in Hollywood. Not everybody.
it
It's
is
hard
one
to
thing though.
it's hard to make good friends, and it's hard to make friends that stick and are actually your friends. So if Cuddy and
Hmm.
Peter are cool, and you can't manage them being friends, like what does it say about you? Get it together. But I can talk about Kanye all day. I feel like he needed everybody to have allegiance to him, and it's like, no, we're all individuals. We're all
Well, he
brothers.
calls themselves Yeezus.
Yeah, and that's why he said what he said about Big Sean at the time. And I was kind of disappointed that Big Sean like forgave him so quickly when he was like, "Oh, Big Sean is like dead to me. He's the worst thing
Oh, I
I've ever
shouldn't have signed
signed.
him.
I
Hmm.
shouldn't have signed him. He's the worst thing I ever signed." I'm like, why would you say that? Because I like Big Sean too. I'm actually very much a Big Sean
He
fan.
didn't
So
deserve that.
I was like, he
He didn't
doesn't
deserve
deserve
that.
that. He was still like
Well,
one of the last people, kind of
Cuddy,
still
like,
when everybody was leaving good. Big Sean was still like there. That's what you say, like just because
yeah, and then
he didn't vote
you
for
know,
you in your fake campaign. Come on.
yeah,
Even John
you know,
Legend, like, come on, man. It's like you people
it's
you have
so
worked
many
with for
people,
years, and
so many people.
the only reason why you're not friends with them anymore is because they didn't do something that you wanted them to do.
At some point, you gotta say, "It's me. It's me, not everyone else around me."
Right. When you're sitting in your big cold house with your brand new wife and only
Mm.
see your kids on the weekends, you gotta start sitting back and be like, it might be me. I'm losing friends left
Yeah,
and right.
and Cuddy was the only one that was like forgave him year after year. He
Mm.
2013 he uses his thing,
Off a
his
guilt trip.
yeah, guilt trip, made up after that. 2015 they break off again after a satellite flight that during that demo period when he was making feel that shit about me, can't look into my eyes. There's a
Mm.
Kanye version and I'm gonna send you that. It's really good.
Hey, you really do
But
got all the versions.
but yeah, and then
You know,
I'll
some of this
post
existed.
Porsche Topless version 1 in a couple months online and I'll
You
post
trying
it
to
on
get these
YouTube.
streams up, so yeah, don't. We
Yeah,
trying to
no,
run it
like,
up.
well, after the album comes out and people, post different versions of Kanye songs all the time, and I'm gonna do that with this Cudi song. It brings people to the song. They'll
Hmm.
look it up on Apple
You
Music
don't want to
afterwards.
hear the other.
Yeah, yeah, the real version. There's like the Skrillex "Summertime" song. In a
Hmm.
couple months, I'll post the original because people actually said that they liked it before Skrillex edited all his crazy bass into the song. Like sometimes
Yeah,
the
yeah.
song gets ruined. Not that it was ruined at all. I listened to the one on an unreleased one just because I like it more.
You're like an
But I
Indian
still,
on.
I was gonna show you. Can't look into my eyes. That's what it is.
Is
That's what
that
they
too
call
bad?
it.
Too bad I have to destroy you. That one. Oh,
Listening.
yeah. So that's too bad. I have to destroy you now. But it's like with him and Kanye. Wow, did
Yeah,
not
I'll
know that
send you that.
existed.
Well, this is why we have Cud Fam. So we
Mm. See,
so
I
we
might be the historian, but y'all are the ones doing the deep diving.
Hey, you're a historian. I'm just like the genealogist.
Right, right.
which is
We all gotta
another
work
word for
together. We
historian.
all work together. See, you didn't know anything past 2016, and I gotta update
No,
you.
you just gave me some really cool stuff. I didn't even know he went a tour before his original album. You know, where you heard
Mhm.
did you hear Cleveland? Cleveland is the reason.
Did he perform that? No, he performed that at Moon Man's Landing, of course, because it was in Cleveland. But when he did this initial like Cut Life tour, the one I was telling you about, the Lady Gaga thing,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
mainly just, you know, a kid named Cuddy and Man on the Moon one combined. So it
Damn.
was, yeah, it was crazy. I hear like Man on the Moon, the anthem for the first time, and stuff like Sky Might Fall and Heart of a Lion, and you know,
So
Bad
your
Music.
favorite tour was the on sorry, it's getting late.
I know.
Was it the
Fight through it. I said, oh, the special.
special tour?
Yeah. So, like I said, the line was wrapped around the block twice, but thank God I had like early entry. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like there in the front, and like right when he came out, the Man on the Night, he just runs to the end of the thing to the stage and he says, "Hi, beautiful." And that's when I knew, like, I was just like, oh, okay, we all
Uh,
okay. Right. And the whole
did he have
night he
green
was like,
hair? Was that like the
huh?
green hair? The green hair.
That's when it was like blonde and like it was all different colors.
Oh, you got to meet
Yeah.
that Cuddy. That
Yeah.
oh,
So
that's a cool Cuddy. That was a different Cuddy,
yeah,
like
the blonde
a
hair
dark
Cuddy.
time. But I'm sure like he special like those moments probably uplifted him and a dark time for him. So you
Yeah,
could have
because
been a
then
light
like
to his day. You could have made his
that
day that day.
that whole tour kind of gave me a vibe that he was, he had really accepted being here and being happy to be here. Even though there's that video of him singing Love and he like kind of cried. I don't know if you ever seen it. It wasn't at my show, but it was at somebody else's show. Like, but you could
Was
tell
that the
like,
one with the French girl where he had the girl sing "Pursuit of Happiness" for him?
No. The video that whose video was that? It was like a while ago. He was just singing Love and kind of like crying in between. And that was like I thought that
Oh,
would be the last time I heard Love because I hadn't heard Love. Then he started performing it. But
oh yeah,
um
that was cool on this last tour of Love. I
yeah,
sung my lungs out.
I know. And I like hearing Love now because there's a happiness behind it as opposed to the special tour when there was like a little bit of sadness behind it. There's definitely a difference. But the crazy part of the special tour that I hold dear is that I'll show you this thing that I made. Made this hat in 2010. It's kind of old and faded now, so it's probably backwards. So I made this hat in 2010. He signed it a couple times, and then my favorite thing is that he wrote a lyric on it. I don't know if you can see. It says, "I bet you want to see me weak." Not sort of my thing, you see.
Wait,
From
could you hold that up for everyone real quick just to see that?
so
You don't
there's
have to
a
show. I just want to see the autographs because that's so
the
cool.
autographs.
I've never really seen his autograph before.
Yeah, so he kind of signs it like Kid Cado.
So these
Like
are
it's
like
cute.
all different moments
Yeah,
where
these are
he has
all from
signed
different
it.
times, like different. I want to say this one is the first, like the first time.
Did he write Mr. Solo Dolo or you?
I wrote that. So I just wrote a bunch of
So,
lyrics.
oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole hat has lyrics on it. So at this show, I was wearing his hat. And I was in the front. He was like, I couldn't hear him when he said it. I just seen him put his hand out. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And my brain, my body ascended. He was like, give me your hat. So he put it on. It's somewhere on my Twitter. He was like,
Okay. So
yeah.
everyone
He
go
was
to her
like,
Twitter.
yeah, he was like, I see you all the time, met you all the time. We're basically cousins at this
I'll link
point.
your Twitter below
Okay.
and add it
Oh,
below. So
I get to do this again.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, I see you all the time, and this hat is so cool, and all this stuff. And then he put it on, and then he sang Fuchsia Butterflies
Oh my gosh.
with
Do you
that
have a
on.
video of that somewhere?
Yeah, it's all deep in my Twitter, but I do have it. I have that on video. I was so shook that it was happening that I almost forgot to record, but luckily I recorded, you know.
No way. Okay.
If I
Okay, so
find it,
that
I'll just retweet it and then you'll see it if I retweet it. Like,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to look. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, so that
That's
was just like the coolest thing, and I couldn't believe it had happened. And then after that show, though, he like you think the show is over, and he just comes back out and starts signing autographs. Like he gave me the set list, but then he just went down the whole row and just like, signing anything. You think they trying to take the stage down? He just like okay, I'm gonna sign it. This is gonna sign. He
what a
just
cool dude, making
yeah,
time
yeah,
for the fans like that.
right. That was just, yeah, that was just crazy. But he did that at the Passion Pain tour too. He just shows over. He just came back out. It was like
Yeah,
his
I
first
saw him
tour.
do that. I didn't bring anything, sadly. I had a friend in town that week, so I didn't bring anything for him to sign, even though I had 20 CDs in my car.
Gotta stay
Which
ready.
is, you gotta stay ready. And like, I had a different seat. I had a stadium seat this time, and not the
Mhm.
floor seat. The
Right.
next tour, I'm gonna be a floor. I'm gonna run up there with all my stuff because it might be the last tour for a while. Who knows?
Fingers crossed it's not, but
Did he say? So he said he was gonna retire. Did he mention anything about this not being his last album?
I don't know. You know what's funny? He's announced retirement a couple times. When I first found out about him, and when I was looking him up in the blogs, they were like, "Kid Cudi announces his retirement." I was like, "I just got here.
Mm-hmm. Me
What's
too.
going on?" But then he did it.
I was
So
like, this is so like troubling to see like him wanting
I
to
know.
retire. I love him too much, and I think that he could be Elton John. Cuddy, if you ever hear this, you
You give
are
that.
Paul McCartney. You can keep going till you're 80, man.
I know, right? They don't stop. We can get some farewell tours and then just come right back.
Joe
But he did
Walsh,
say that.
listen,
He said
Cuddy,
that
Joe Walsh was out there 78,
he
going
said that
crazy.
at the Insano party, he said that Cause, called him by his real name, I think it's Brian, was the reason why he didn't stop after Intergalactic. He was just like, what are you doing? Like, you could just do it. He's like, yeah, you're right. I was like, it took Cause to tell you that. Shout out to
Yeah,
Cause, thank you. But he said it. He was
everyone
like, I'm
says
not.
it.
He's like, I know I say I'm gonna be done and I'm not gonna do music, but he's like, that's true. Basically, it's like I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as I can.
So he said he made 80 songs, right? That
Mm,
is at least 3 albums. Let's go.
right.
That's it.
You could just make albums based off of that.
Yeah,
But
just drop them. Drop all the songs.
all his albums sound different. I think we would know like the vibe, unless you want to do
Hmm.
like a three-parter, Insano Part
Well,
One, Two, and Three.
that's my favorite part about them is that there's like these themes, and it's like a movie. It's a mental movie that you can just close your eyes and
Mm-hmm.
imagine something like a whole journey you can take in your
Mm-hmm.
mind through each
See, that's what I
album from
love.
start to finish.
That's what I love about Intergalactic. I like the fact that I could picture a scene with the song that I'm hearing.
Hmm.
He
That's
did
how I
that.
feel about Every Man
Mm-hmm.
on the Moon and
Mm-hmm.
Intergalactic as well. I feel like Intergalactic could be like Man on the Moon 3.5 if you really wanted to say, you know,
I can
it's
see
just
that. I can
it's
see.
so space. If you did you
Fingers
listen to
crossed.
Dot?
Fingers crossed. Though he gets the Emmy. I hope he gets that nomination. That's well deserved.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you tonight. Did you hear about the Emmy and like um what you thought about that show, Intergalactic?
I love that. I love the. I mean, I love the fact that he's even being like considered because it was such a beautiful piece of animation, a nice story. Even though you could say it was like not simple, but it was just a sweet regular story about two people. But it was just so well done. Like one of my favorite things about it is like when his friends are telling their stories, they show a different type of animation for
Hmm.
each of their stories or for all the
Yeah,
friends' stories. And
Into the Spider Verse is what it reminds me of so much.
yeah, it's like that. Yeah. Ooh.
Do you know if anyone like worked from that on the film? Just it's
from
really similar. The animators
like
are.
they did some. I don't know if anybody. His name is the guy's name is Fletcher, but I don't know if he did
Shout
work
out
on.
Fletcher.
Yeah,
Shout out Fletcher.
you did what you had to
Also,
do.
that love
Hey,
story was
Ian
great.
and Kenya and everybody involved. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
y'all did.
Kenya Barnes, right?
Barris, Kenya Barris.
Kenya
Like
Barris.
everybody
Shout out Kenya
involved,
Barris.
like really did what they had to do to tell like such a fun story.
And I
So
think that he could have easily been on the Spider Verse soundtrack. He said he
he
sadly
said, yeah,
couldn't
it said
make it
something that
work.
didn't work out because he definitely could have fit right in there.
I could have saw Electro Wave Baby from this new album being a perfect song for like him going through the city web to web. But like
Right.
it's okay, things are meant to be how they're meant to be.
It'll work
Maybe
out.
he'll be in the next one.
There's a third
Hmm.
coming, so you can slide in
Exactly.
that. You can jump
Exactly.
in that one. So yeah.
Let me think of some last questions just so I can let you go. Sorry for taking
You
off
look
all your
tired.
time.
I feel like I'm taking your time.
No, this has been great. This is one of the most fun podcasts I've had in a while. It's been 5 months, since I've been recording these, and I had a life altering event recently where I was in the
Mhm.
hospital for a week. I almost actually died.
Oh no.
And I drowned, and I fainted
Wow.
before I drowned, and it was all because I didn't really get much sleep for 2 days, and it's pretty crazy. And just made me realize that life is short, and if you have a dream or just a hobby, something fun like this podcast, where you get to talk to people that have similar lives to you or similar tastes, which usually means you have a similar something going on in your mind that is similar. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel like I can connect to all these people, and it made me realize that life's short, and I gotta do whatever I find fun, even if I'm nervous or anxious.
Right.
Doesn't matter. None of that matters. You know, just live your life. Don't worry. Don't
Right. Right. You
think
just
too
gotta
much.
live it. It's too yeah, like you said, life is way too short to really sweat the small stuff. Yeah. Last year my dad passed away. Actually it was kind of traumatic because and
Sorry to hear
not too
that.
long not too long after I was riding on this, high of going to Moon Man's Landing, then it was my birthday and then my aunt passed away and then my dad passed away like a week after that. So I was up and I really appreciate the things that was happening with me and Cuddy because I needed some good memories of the year as opposed to this bad one, these couple bad ones
Yeah.
that were coming right after. And I got to talk to my dad because he had dementia. I got to tell him that I talked to Cuddy on the phone. He smiled for me and I got to tell him I went to Moon Man's Land. He smiled. It was like he was still hearing me in these stories that he knew made me happy. So like I really appreciate Cuddy for that. He didn't know, of course. He doesn't know, of course. I think about Cuddy
Yeah.
saving all these people and making people feel good. He don't got no clue what people are going through, but it's always been right on time because
It's
it
the
was a rough.
music that can
Yeah,
really help you, you know, can just help you get your mind off of anything you're
for
going through.
sure, for sure.
I'm sorry that happened to your dad,
Mhm.
but life is just it's crazy, and I could have died last week too. You never know. Just say
Mhm.
I love you to everyone you know. That's what I say
Right.
to people. Anyone out there that hasn't called their mom or dad in a
Yeah,
while,
yeah. Call
just
them.
call them. Just do it.
Even if you got a little beef with them or whatever, just call them because it's gonna hurt more when if you guys end on a rough note. You're gonna feel terrible. Luckily,
Yep.
I had a great relationship with my dad, so I got to tell him that I love him, and he told
I'm so glad that you remember that he was happy for you. Like
me, yeah,
that you met
yeah,
him and like you probably knew like that's a dream of yours, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you have dementia, I my aunt Betty, she died of with Alzheimer's. She
Mhm.
forgot, you know, and so did my grandmother. It's a thing that runs in my family, you know, and they forget you at the end of their lives. But
Right.
she smiled every time she saw me, and I know she remembered me. And it's just those little things that make up the world.
Right. The hand squeezes, the little smiles, you know. Sometimes he would get a little hostile, but he never got hostile with me because I think he just still like remembered who I was. So
Hmm.
it's an ugly disease, y'all. Take care of your people and take
It,
care of your own brain health. I don't want to say I'm like an advocate for it now, but seeing it happen, like I'm really big on mental health awareness because a lot of what causes they said one of the causes could be like trauma that hasn't been expressed. That's a thing. And just taking care of yourself and your brain, work it out a
hmm.
little bit.
Exercise. Exercise is
Exercise,
important.
brain games, just keep stuff going and
Oh
fun.
yeah, a monopoly with your family, or just anything that can make you remember stuff like
Yeah,
crossword puzzles.
yeah, some even if it's some light. So that's what I
Yeah.
learned. That's what I really took away from that is that I really need to like focus on my brain health and my mental health because
You still got people in your life, like your
yeah,
mom and
yeah,
your
I still got
mom.
my mom, my aunts. I live with my brother. He's not here. You know, he's basically
No,
like
that's good.
one of
It's
my
good to
best
have
friends.
family.
People be like, "How do you live with your brother?" I hate mine. I'm like, well, we just got along. Like I never.
No, I couldn't. I lived with my
Yeah,
sister
of
for
course, when
three
we was
months.
kids, you know, we butt heads like kids, but as adults, no, we just look out for each other.
If you guys have similar like food and like habits, is one thing. But like if you have people that are completely different, like me and my sister, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, it's all about the chemistry of how you guys are. As long as you guys don't hate each other and say
Oh yeah, and
mean
like if
things.
people just call their like loved ones, even if they have that beef, like you're saying, like once a month, like you won't have that guilt when if anything ever happens to them. You know that you tried to talk, tried
Yeah,
to
because at the end of the day, that's like one of the worst feelings. So
yeah, exactly.
if it doesn't
Well,
work out, you know, I don't say you guys got to force it if it's not working out, but just give it a shot because like if you give it a shot and it don't work, you tried. But if you go to sleep angry and you don't wake up, it's like damn.
exactly. You know what? I think I learned a lot this podcast. I feel like people need to come to you for some information. A historian.
My
I didn't know that tour existed. I know about all the tours. Well, I didn't know that. You know, I'm gonna have to start. We have to have part two of this sometime if you're
yeah,
okay with that.
just go and then just go on YouTube and type in Kid Cudi like 2009,
Hmm.
2010, 2011. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Like,
After Insano drops, you want to do a part two sometime?
yeah, we can do a part two. We can see, you know, get our like insane
Oh yeah,
reaction.
you and Jen. I would love to have you guys together.
Right. Hopefully she's
Yeah,
okay and jumps on.
yeah. I haven't heard from her, but maybe she will text both of us back hopefully soon. Hope
Maybe,
she's
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get her on as soon as I can.
Yeah,
And
she can do a solo show and
and
then
yeah, more talk about Insano. I love
hmm
it.
right, because I can't wait for it. I can't wait to hear it loud and clear in my car too. I like to listen to albums first in my car. I don't know how you listen to stuff.
Well, how does it feel to like kind of be like that fan right now that like everyone probably would love to talk to and hear about how it feels, you know?
It's weird because I'm not shy. It's just like I don't know. People are like, "Y'all are friends. Y'all are friends." I'm like,
There's
"No,
a
we're not.
spotlight on you. I'm
No, we're
sure there's
not." And then he
probably like
tweets like, "My
20,000
homegirls."
20,000 people I'd say that probably know who you are now.
And you know what? There was like a lot of people were coming up to me after the Insano thing. They're like, "You were at the Evil Dead thing, huh? You were at this. You were at that. You were that. You're Moni." I'm like, "Oh my god." I
Mhm.
don't
You're a
realize how many
celebrity.
people. like kind of see me when I'm just kind of just doing my thing, just here
That
like
just
everybody
shows that
else.
you are a cool person because you don't need to do nothing. You don't need to make a podcast or nothing. You can just be you, and that's cool. Like you could have a
Just
podcast, honestly. You're a cool person to talk to. I would.
thanks.
This would be 3 hours if I didn't have to go to bed.
This is like the second person. You're like the second or third person that said I look like I have a podcast or I should have a podcast.
You should, because you are easy to talk to.
Thanks. I hope that that comes across. Like I said,
Yep.
everybody come say hi, and tweet me. Just know I can't get you guys to Cuddy. I'm sorry. Like I've gotten a couple of those, and that's
No, that
fine
doesn't
too,
matter to
because
me.
all you can do
I
is
just
shoot the
want.
shot. All you can do is shoot the shot. Like just ask the question, and I'll let you know. Like I don't really got it like that, you guys. Like like I
No,
promise you, I know how it
it's
looks. I
cool
know.
for everyone to see like that you are cool behind the scenes behind
Yeah.
that like Twitter account. Like
Oh yeah.
now people can see why
I couldn't
you
imagine
are
being
loved.
stuck up about this because, like, as the way it was given, it could be snatched away. Like, I do cherish all of this greatly, and I do not want to mess that up. And I'll look up and I'm blocked or something. I'd be devastated. So, but
No,
no,
you
it's
said nothing
just
but good things. You didn't say any spoilers, and I just like I tried not to ask any questions. Hopefully that you felt was too much.
no. These are all great questions.
Yeah, and he said like, oh, he wants you to like report
Right
and
before
like,
back, I was like, you could have at
yeah.
least gave me a heads up. Told you I was standing
Well,
there with my
as you
candles in room 21 looking crazy. Like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, hold on, let me answer the question.
imagine you didn't go on you had no service for those 2 days or something.
Right. I'm in the mall and I walk out and it's just like 100 notifications. Like, so what happened? They're like,
That
girl, we
sounds
waiting
so
on you.
exciting.
We're waiting on you to say something. I'm like, oh my goodness.
We're just human beings, and to like have weird, like really weird and cool experiences like that in our lives, like it's so like surreal to me.
It is. It's very surreal. And my friend Trail Mescudi, shout out to Trail. He was like, I was like, I have to go back to reality. He was like, this isn't reality. I'm like, it is, but I still don't believe it. I don't believe it. Like I was on a plane. He put me on 4 first class planes to go to Moon Man's Landing. I could not. The whole time I was there, I could not believe it. I was just like, how
Man,
did this happen? This is stuff
you're a
that
special person.
when people get like sweepstakes and they win prizes or they get a little prize. Like I always
Like the
see
lottery.
that.
Would
Right.
you
I've
rather have
always
won the lottery or all this that you've gotten?
That's a tough question because I need money. But no, I'm just kidding.
$2 billion.
Um,
$2 billion.
$2 billion or this? No, I'd probably pick this. This is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun to
Okay.
know. It's like a
That's
good
like a
feeling.
dream though. Like if you really like an artist and you have all this happening to you, like that's enough to be like I could feel like, I can see what you mean. Like the grateful, like the heart is full after something like that happens. For
Right. I
me,
could
I
have
would
been
feel
like,
happy too.
if you would have told me in 2009, like I would be at this point, I wouldn't have believed you because I would have just accepted that quick meeting at Jimmy Kimmel in 2009 with this one horrible photo that's all out of resolution now. I cherished that then. I thought, that was it. And it
I'll tell
wasn't
you something crazy right now.
it.
I feel special just talking to someone that got this like opportunity to be invited and talk to him in person.
I appreciate
Like
that.
so that like makes me feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. You know what I mean?
I feel honored. Yeah, I do. Like I feel honored. That's why I say I hope everybody kind of gets that opportunity, even if it's just a hand touch, a point, a wave, or something, because he's a special person, and everybody gets to feel that aura that he gives. Like it's not fake, it's not phony, it's not put on for anything. Like
Hmm.
going to the movies and stuff. There's no paparazzi there. There's no like cameras. There's no reporters or in the movies with us. It's just us and him. So like I hope that everybody really gets the opportunity to kind of even if it's just like high five or something, just something. It's gonna make you
Yeah,
feel great. Because
a
being
high
in the
five would
concert, you
be
already feel
that's
great.
all I need. So, or a
Being in the
knuckle.
concert already feels great. So you get that like moment. It's just like, whoa, this is great. So this is crazy to me. Like stepping
Well, thank
outside
you so much
my like.
for coming on and reporting to us
Of course.
and
I wish
getting
I
to
could
meet
have
you
gave
is
you a better
awesome.
report. I'm not gonna lie, but I was so
That
like
was perfect.
in the zone that like I was hearing it, but I was just like it was like out of body because it was so
You
fun.
gave me a mental image of what heaven looks like. No, I'm playing it. I think that like you gave like the perfect
I'm
description of
glad.
everything. Especially Superboy. Like Superboy is something no one's talking about because I think that everyone's kind of like they want to spoil too much. But like Superboy, you said enough without spoiling anything. I was like, is it a hook with a hook rap hook? And you said, what'd you say? Like hook
Like
rap.
melodic verse, melodic
Mm-hmm,
hook. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But it
And I'm
also
sure people
allows
are gonna love that. People are gonna
yeah,
love that, and maybe some hip hop Twitter account will like use that information to describe it
right.
somehow. Or genius.com might use this interview to
Right.
describe what it's like.
To
We'll see.
describe what it's like. But yeah,
No,
no.
yeah. Thank you so much. And we'll have you back on if you want.
Of course. This was fun. This is very fun.
Yeah.
It's my first one and it was very fun. So shout out to you, Sid, for inviting me and
Appreciate you.
making a nice little space for all of this.
No,
So
yeah,
I
that's
appreciate
awesome.
it. And like I said,
Thank
what is
you.
that? Like, subscribe,
Subscribe
links
below.
below, follow, all of that.
I'll put your Twitter and whatever you want me to below. You want which you got like an Instagram for people or something?
My Instagram is
Or-
private. No, no shade to anybody. You know, if you leave it on private,
Okay,
somebody might try
okay.
to hack.
Anything you
So
want to promote? Any books?
I don't have
Any?
anything to promote. You know what? I'll promote my brother's wrestling company. Shout out to Amped Up Wrestling. Shout out to Sean Black, Urban Juggernaut. Follow them at official Amped Up Wrestling on Instagram and all the other socials. He's trying to get his wrestling company out there. So, you know, shout out to him because I love my brother.
Sweet.
And if you
And
like wrestling, I don't know.
yeah, go shout out to him and follow him. Shout out to Porsche Topless out now.
Porsche Topless out
Porsche.
now.
And
Run.
my merch should be out by the time this comes out. So look below for a
That
link
merch.
to
Get
some
those
merch.
shorts. Get that hoodie.
Yeah, get whatever I
Oh,
got selling right now. I don't know what it's gonna be, but you'll find out soon on Twitter.
yes.
So
Oh, and shout out
have
to
a good
Cut
one.
Fest. Sorry.
Oh
Shout out
yeah,
to
shout out Cup Fest.
I don't know.
I
Whenever
hope
this
this
comes
is
out, it's still I think there's still some tickets left. Shout out to Cut Fest and the whole Cut Fest team because that's where I've met a lot of my friends now over the last 3 years. So shout out to them because that's a special group. Even though this is the last one, allegedly, I'm gonna put it out there that y'all will pop up and
someone
do
needs to
another one.
carry that on. I was thinking about this the other day. Someone needs to carry
Yeah,
on the legacy of Cut Fest.
yeah. Because I can't. You can't just let that fade away. It was too many good.
No, and I'm sure someone out there will be able to do that, just in
Mhm.
one way or form. It
One
doesn't go
form or
away.
another. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if
Well,
it's Cuddy himself.
yeah, well, that
That
basically is what Cut Fest
That's what that
is.
party felt like. I told April that I was like, "Do you just this is basically just but he's here."
Yeah, like when you were with like the one in Cleveland, did it feel like everyone was like really nice and like Cuddy fans, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. When you go to a festival and he might be the headliner, there's other people that are there to see other people. But
Hmm.
because it's it's not centered around him, but it was his. Everybody there is pretty much a Cuddy fan, and then just enjoying the other acts. So I didn't get to see Pusha T. I wish I could have seen Pusha T, but
I
yeah, it
want
was
to see some Chip the Ripper. Like I want to see that like on Insano. We need some Chip the Rip.
yeah, I don't know. Chip was at the thing, but he didn't play anything that had Chip on it. So I hope he gets on there. He was
Yeah,
like,
he's like
Him and
He's
Chip.
really good friends with him.
Yeah.
I don't see why they can't make some more music. Come on.
I know we supposed to get that Almighty Glorious album. So now that might have been before your time, but at one point they had songs together.
I
They
remember
were
all
talking
that.
about they were talking about doing a
One
thing.
song. It's like "Ride for You."
Yes, and the other one that's just called Almighty Glorious. So yeah, I hope we get some Chip action.
I
And
have
of
a
course,
bunch of
Cuddy and
ones on
Dot.
my. You heard LCD Sound System with Chip and
Some all talk.
yeah, and
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite songs.
so one song was like "Pull Up, Pumping Endo." I'm riding with
Oh,
my
Ask
phone.
About Me.
Ask about me, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think that was probably glorious, but
it's kind
I'm
of, but not really. Like it was, but
yeah.
they
Who
do
knows?
make good music together. So I
That's
hope
what I'm
they get
saying
this.
with the unreleased stuff, like stuff from back then. I feel like it's okay to listen to. It's not good to come out. It's old.
Yeah, it's floating in the mist.
But
But it's
it's
fun
my
to listen
ears.
to. Yeah, it's all of the good. There's a lot of unreleased stuff on my iTunes. Because like I said, I just jumped on LimeWire and started downloading everything that said Kid Cudi. So
Yeah, you can do that now with like local files. I just have never learned how to do it. You know.
right, it's a little
So you see, like I have a file app. I have a SoundCloud. I got got 3 other apps for it,
right.
but not that. I'll send you some more stuff though from back in the day that you probably heard, probably not. Who knows?
Might have
We'll
missed
see.
it.
You can never get too much Cuddy. That's what I say.
No, never.
And on
I,
that
at
note,
least,
I think I'm gonna go to sleep.
yeah, you about to knock out. Thank you
No, it's two
guys.
o'clock here, 2 a.m. I'm getting tired,
No,
but I
yeah,
love that we were able to talk this long. Thank you so
right.
much.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the invite. Hopefully, next time it can all go together as planned. But I appreciate it. This will not be the last.
Yes, everyone comment hashtag Insano underneath
Yes.
this if you want to hear the new
Underneath
Cuddy
this,
album.
go to Twitter, do it there. Anywhere you can spread the word. Because
Yep. If
Insano
you're
is
excited,
coming.
follow Monty too. If you're excited, I know I'm not. If you're not close with her, don't call her that. Not her name, but follow her.
It's
Give
subjective.
her a
Give me a
follow
follow,
her.
say hi.
Say hi. Give her a
Yes.
thanks for giving us all this information and reporting back for
Right.
Cuddy.
Right. Sid learned some things today from the old historian.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this
And
was fun.
I'll keep learning, hopefully, more in part 2.
Right. So good stuff.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you.
See ya.
Have a good one.